We're here. Hello, everyone.
Where else would we be?
Right, we wouldn't be trying to get tea or coffee into our bodies and trying to house a cat. The cat has been in a mood this morning.
I did post a picture in Discord in the pets channel, which, hi everybody, by the way.
Hello, everyone.
Because he has been wanting to be on our workspace.
Ow.
You've seen him if you've been in the pet channel on Ian's board, but then today he went onto my board and I quickly got him off and I'm like, where am I going to put this cat? So then I put a pillow on my desk, arranged the pillow. Yeah. I think it's too hot. I don't think he likes it very much. So then I scooted the pillow off and now he is like all over the keyboard section. I'll post another picture. Let me post another picture.
Do it. Slap. I love that.
Oh my God. Much. Yes. That's look at amazing.
That. I'm the captain now.
Which amazing. Picture was that? Is that of you holding?
I feel like that's from today.
Is that where are you holding are you holding something in your hand?
No, I'm not holding anything. That's just my name, my little blue name tag thing. That might it's not from today.
No, that's not today. You're different shirt. Yeah, we just realized the same thing.
Might be last week's episode. That's so funny.
I gotta pull. I want to do a better job on my Twitch today of like maybe putting up another poll or something.
Yeah, poll it.
What kind of poll should I put up on the Twitch?
Something where the answers won't infuriate the posters.
I did stack the last one, yes, and that was during the 4 Vulcan episode. So
how
look at everybody else's cat, Cameron. Look at your kitty. Oh my God!
Is that the brand new kitty? Yeah, it's the brand new kitty.
Oh
Cameron's
my God,
got a brand new
so
kitty.
Cute. Oh, Polly, look at your cat. Oh, sorry.
You've found the ambassador's button. It is cat. Wesley.
Oh my God.
Wesley the cat. Have you told Wesley the cat to shut up yet, Cameron? Oh, Cameron can't be here. Cameron is doing things like looking after a kitten.
Oh, okay.
Surprise.
Here's happening. Here's the next part. This is okay. I just posted it. I'm hoping I can show it on because I know not everybody's on Discord. So that is cat on keyboard, just splayed.
Mm-hmm. And he's all elbows. He is when he's like leaning on something. He has very defined elbows touching things.
Cat pins pod.
And what's funny is I mentioned in Discord that all of the levels are fucked up, and I need to remember to reset that before the next show. I didn't. So in the outtakes, there's going to be a good minute of me going, why are the levels so fucked up? Why is Danae so loud?
As the cat.
And we both realized it was the cat.
Hi, History. It's good to see you. That's okay that you can't be here. And we will, hopefully you'll enjoy the show later.
Yeah.
History says, am I the only one getting strong Babylon 5 and Doctor Who's Family of Blood vibes from this? Do you know those references?
Yeah, I do.
What do you guys think in the chat? Mm-hmm. Tell us what you think. We'll pop it up on screen for those that are not on YouTube. Thank you guys for watching. Also on YouTube and Twitch today.
All of the YouTube places. Yeah. Also, like subscribe to our YouTube channel because that will really help.
My browser is really acting up a lot.
Oh, do you want to refresh it?
I'm working on a little bit of background shenanigans.
it is very Babs 5, and I read that as Danae's Babs, not Babylon 5.
This place is really strange.
Yes, it is. It would be very strange to Babs. Who's your favorite alien so far, Babs?
I love the one that stabs their eyes.
You would.
Really interesting makeup patterns just afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. I think my chat might be finally working.
Okay.
And I can see people.
Okay, that's what you want.
For a while, I was like, I don't even know if anyone's here.
Oh no,
just
thought
fine.
Twitch was empty? That's amazing.
We anytime you make something like creative, if you're not doing it for yourself, you might be disappointed.
Yeah.
So we would do Captain's Pod no matter what, because we were really enjoying talking about Star Trek together. But okay. I think we're enjoying it. Are we enjoying it?
Everybody just goes silent just to mess with us. Just like, no one's commenting. What is going on?
What are you doing? Why can't I find my poll stuff? Oh my God. Okay. I have to tell you though, doing the show on a Saturday has thrown me off because we get to sleep in on Saturdays, which is really nice. So I slept in, and then I woke up. It was time to take care of the animals. I'm just kind of like lounging around, and the next thing I know is like, oh shit, we gotta do a show, and then my brain isn't working very well, so I don't feel like I've even quite woken up yet. Are you okay?
I was perfectly exemplifying why my brain isn't working. There was a fly, I swatted it away, and then I like flicked my fingers against my mic really hard, and it fucking hurt. Fuck.
Wow.
Link saw it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Uncle Matt.
Sarah, I'm so glad to see you here.
Fuck.
It's so exciting. Have you been okay since we had to change the show time? Are you okay?
Sorry, Sarah. Are you still talking to us?
I do love that I get to see people on Discord though. Like our little daily games that we're doing are really fun.
I love it. It's so, although screw the Wordle today.
I still haven't finished it, so don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Screw that word that I don't know.
Okay, so there are some people that when they stream, they play like an online game where we would like go to a website and then everyone tries to guess the words on screen and everyone's just furiously typing to see if we can get all the words in time. I think that would be kind of fun, considering that we're all like Wordle people.
That's interesting. I love that.
You like the Discord? Oh, good job.
I did that a few months ago. Lost the nail even. I really hope I don't lose the nail, but I whacked it really fucking hard.
What? I'm gonna stop looking because I'm distracted.
Looking at what?
For the polls.
Oh, for the poll. There are 4 polls. There are 4 of them.
What?
Yeah. It's just Ian. We all knew that word. You all knew what that word. I've never heard that word before.
Stop it. I haven't finished it yet. I'm so stuck right now. I've got most of them. Where are the polls? Oh, I found the polls. Okay. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Nope. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Exactly.
Yes, I did. Okay.
Exactly.
So now
5 polls.
Now we're going to go back around to what poll we want. What?
Sorry. Everyone is trolling you and it's so fun.
What's happening?
Ian, stop saying screw. She said not to spoil it. Danae, it's a weird word. Kazoo is a weird word.
You guys.
People that aren't even playing Wordle are chiming in with 5 other words. I love it.
Oh my God. Yeah, you don't see any polls when you use your phone, Polly, or like you haven't seen one yet because that's because I haven't actually made one yet. Because I just found it. I'm so sorry.
Amazing.
Okay, I'm going to make a new poll and we're going to ask.
I have a question.
How many pips we think today's episode's going to be.
Oh, okay. I had a different question.
Okay, what's your question?
How many times do you think Kirk is going to relive Spock's more intimate experiences in his brain post mind meld?
Like how many times is he gonna like have a little personal? This is an R-rated show.
It is.
If there's children around, this is a stream at your own risk situation.
Yeah.
Are you thinking he's gonna like bank fap to like Spock's and the? Do you know any? And that something that
I know what you mean, but I thought fap was gender specific.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like he himself is like, oh, I want to bank that one for the fabulator.
Men? No, I'm not going to do it. I thought fap was specifically for women.
No, I thought that was for men.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's both. I think it could be both.
Either way, I mean, it works. So is that what you're implying though? So you think that Kirk is
absolutely.
like
for the bank?
Yeah. So he's just gonna like.
For his Ponthar bank, yeah.
Yeah. Should we have done that during the actual podcast?
Done what?
That conversation? No, we shouldn't.
No,
that's a live show thing.
We should.
Okay.
That's definitely an outtakes kind of thing.
So is the question for the poll about that? Like, you want to know if people think that he bank fapped?
No, not really.
Okay. All right. I don't.
I regret it. I regret asking completely. A mental spank.
Okay. How many pips will Ian give today's episode?
Good one.
Okay, so the options are, if I remember correctly, 1.5. No, there's not 1.5. It's 2. No. Then it was 2.5.
Yeah. Then
there's a 3, and then there's a 5. 4.
Nope. It's 4, 3.5, and then 4.
But there's only that. I can't do that many options. So I'll just do 1, 2, 3, or 4.
It's fine. Then many people can be right. Oh, and Ian did forget to give pips last week.
You did?
I think. I think. And I think for the record, my pips for last week's episode was 3.
All
3
right.
pips.
I'm going to allow additional votes with, you can use some of your points for the channel to do more points. So my points on the Twitch channel called Tots. I don't remember why I did that.
Oh,
it was years
interesting.
ago. I love tater tots, guys. It's like one of my favorite things. It's a 5-minute poll. It started now. So if you are able to be on Twitch, you can throw your vote that way. I will probably not do another poll about my pips. You'll have to wait until the end of the show to find out that.
So interesting. Interesting.
You have 3 sets of pips. This episode is a season finale. Episode is an episode and then the whole season. Oh, yes. That's a really smart idea too. We should probably prepare to do that. Like a pip season, like a seasonal pip situation.
Seasonal pips. Well,
Yeah.
I think that there's a specific place to put that. That makes sense.
Oh, Sarah, I love your love of this show. 4 pips, or what just happened?
Because that was such a passive aggressive way of saying I'm glad you enjoyed it.
No, that was not passive aggressive.
Okay.
That was genuine.
It sounded like I'm glad you enjoyed it. I love that you
No, that
love
wasn't
this.
what I intended. It's because I have a deep voice in the morning on Saturdays.
That's it. I'm sorry if you were upset by something I said. That's not an apology.
That's not how I said it. That might be something that you overthink, sir.
We'll see.
I do. I love her.
So,
Love you.
and no Commodore this week, mainly because of the Saturday broadcasting and the fact that I told him this morning when we were going live.
How many pip would a paper pip if a paper could pip pips? That's a great question.
Many, I think, is the answer.
We are excited to jump into the episode. This is probably going to be a little bit of a longer show because we are trying to do. Well, actually, no. Sorry. Let me back up.
I was like, where is she going with this? I don't know.
We were thinking it was going to be a longer episode today because it's the finale. And we obviously could spend some time recapping the entire season. But we have decided to just keep it for the episode. And then in the next few days, we're going to record a special episode, which is just us recapping the entire season.
Assuming the ambassador remembers any of it.
And that could be part of the show. But here's how it's going to work. We're not going to put it in the podcast feed. We're going to put it on Patreon. So if you're already supporting us on Patreon, then it'll just show up in your feed. So if you're a tieflinger, it'll be there for you.
Bonus content.
But we're also going to experiment with putting it out for anyone to be able to just buy as a digital download. So if somebody doesn't want to or cannot, for whatever reason, do monthly support on Patreon, it's just like a little one-time thing. So we're going to do a specialty episode of the show for you.
And this one most likely will not be live showed because we don't know exactly when over the next week we're going to record it. So it's a little bit easier if we can just, hey, we've got a spare 2 hours, which isn't going to happen. But we can just go downstairs and record it.
We have more time sometimes, like most of the time in the evenings, and so it'll be like a loopy late night evening.
It could be really we may do whiskey. We should do it with booze. We should absolutely
have
do
a drink and talk.
Yeah, drink and talk.
No.
Oh my gosh, that should be our 10 Forward themed episode where we gradually drink more and more and talk about Star Trek.
Oh my god, that'd be awful.
That would be amazing.
It's a terrible show. By the end of it, you're just
create an episode of Star Trek in 10 Forward.
I have a question. If the show devolved into does that normal though?
It feels like basically what it devolves into anyway.
Oh no.
That's amazing. I did just pick up some lovely whiskey from an establishment that we visited yesterday for the first time.
Yeah. We have a really big wine and cheese and sort of like a specialty alcohol store in Springfield, and he hadn't been there yet. So we went there last night and we're walking around. He knows what he wants. I have no idea what I want. I just want it to taste delicious, which probably means it's going to be very sweet and espresso because I was really tired. And then maybe like a cream sort of thing, which usually means people mix those themselves, but I'm not a mixologist. So I'm looking for pre-mixed martinis in a can. So that's what I got. It was,
wasn't great.
Sometimes you make decisions in the moment because you're just like, this is easy and it's cheap. And then it tastes easy and cheap.
Yeah, easy and cheap. I love my...
I thought about that too, Polly.
Yeah, it could be possible.
Yeah,
it could be possible. You could just listen in.
So we don't have any solid plans for gaming this week, but I would like to put something on the calendar.
Yeah, I'd like to
actually
get some
carve out
Baldur's
some
Gate,
time.
Going.
We really want to wrap up Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Oh, the poll's almost done.
Okay, nice.
Mhm.
Peeking behind the curtain, September and October ends up being an extremely heavy writing month to allow for a little bit of a team gap over the holiday period. So, yes, our evenings are being rather consumed with the work of Cinema Sins, which is
it's a
good.
busy,
like, it's nice to be busy.
month. Yeah, we're preparing for the end of the year. We got to make sure y'all have content to hopefully enjoy.
We have a place where I live where they sell $1 margs, and they absolutely taste like $1 margs.
Oh boy, it was a lot.
Yep.
So I wonder how skewed this is, considering we also allowed additional voting points based on people who spent their points.
Oh, interesting.
But it doesn't really matter. People, do you want to know the answer now, or do you want to know during the show proper?
I've already decided what my pips are going to be for this one.
Oh, will you write it down on a piece of paper?
Wow, my instinct is so bad. There are 2 bits of paper here that I have that are extremely important. They're my NHS medical record, and I was tempted to write it on there. So I'm not going to write it on there.
Don't write it on there.
Do I have an
That's
envelope? Is this an envelope?
a terrible idea.
This will do. Okay. I haven't got my banking details on it. That's fine.
You only voted once? Okay. Well, we know that Polly did the normal thing. Yeah, write it on your head.
Okay.
Did y'all know champagne was wine? I learned this week that champagne was wine. Isn't
it just fizzy
wine? I didn't
wine?
know that because, I think they just fizz it up.
Wait, but it has to be from the Champagne region of France.
That's right.
To call it champagne.
Did he say NH? Yes, he did.
Yeah, NHS. I sure did. National Health Service.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. To get my records for reasons.
That's right.
No.
We need more smiting of Ian. Yes, that's going to happen once we play Baldur's Gate.
But now I'm armed.
Shit, that stuff works too. Did you like how last episode I just collapsed when you did that?
It was amazing.
We forgot to show that to Iris. We were going to show that.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your answer, sir?
Well, what's the poll?
The poll. Let me see your answer. Let me see the sheet that you're holding up. Okay. The poll was 8 people or 8 votes for 4 pips.
Oh, I can see why.
7 votes for 3 pips.
Mm-hmm.
5 votes for 2 pips, and then 2 votes for 1 pip.
Mm-hmm. Who were the 2 that thought it was 1 pip? Do you get names?
Nope. And I don't think that we should.
No, but I love that. I love to know why people would think I'd love it and hate it.
Sarah said 3. What was your answer?
My answer is 3 pips. Yeah.
Sarah!
We'll get to that at the end of the episode, though. Wait, haven't I got this?
I can't. I know. You're in there.
Wait, why isn't that working?
I win! I don't know, man. Is it because did the cat fuck it up?
Can you guys hear that in the live show?
Air horn noises. Can you hear those?
Why can't I hear? Oh, I know why.
Because the cat.
No.
Hear what? Oh, please fuck with him, please. Yes.
Fuck!
Okay, I think that everyone's actually saying no and they're not fucking with you.
Hang on.
We always find something that breaks on the show. Who is Ian? Heard a fuck.
There we go. Heard a fuck. Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay. Steve Not Reeves is in the chat, and before we start the show, I just want to know, Steve, if you could please describe the Derper Prize in just a few words.
Yeah, you have more pictures of the Derper Prize than anybody else. Ow, my ear horn. Sorry.
Oh, show the paper, Ian. Link wants to see.
Oh.
He wants to see the proof. Yeah, there it was. So Steve Not Reeves is working on a very interesting project or 2. And there's no pressure to complete projects. It's just fun to talk about it at the very least. So I provided a whole bunch of detailed photos of the Derper Prize.
Yeah.
And that right there is the description.
I'm looking at it and it does somehow get worse. And it might be impossible to 3D render.
No. We have to try.
Because there's so much wrong with it.
We have to try. I need to get something I put as a backdrop.
But we tried this last time.
I know. It doesn't really help. That one didn't do a very good job. I need to get like just a nice big black piece of paper.
Give me.
No, it's mine. No, it's mine.
Give me the Turbo Prize.
Please be careful.
Right, blank screen. There we go.
Please. It's not as easy as you thought, huh, sir?
No, it is.
Gray on gray action. And look at that. Look at that.
Don't know. It's so wobbly and like bubbly. It's that nacelle that really is hard.
Does it feel like it's just too close to you already, Sarah? So we were talking about trying to 3D render it to turn it into ornaments that we can have available.
Even the main
seam,
body,
the seam on the bottom,
that is so wonky.
We don't know. Star Trekking
across the universe, only going forward because we can't find reverse.
Yeah, look at that. A little star field.
Yeah, just use your t-shirt. There we go.
I should have done that.
Amazing. I do have a question, actually, super quick.
To who?
To everybody.
Okay.
Why do Whataburger make drinks so big? This is so
Welcome
much
to America, man.
drink. This is so much drink.
It's America.
And yes, I know I didn't have to order it this big.
It's America, sir. Did you guys just hear that? Could you hear that on the mic?
No, but I heard it in the room.
Yeah. Sci-fi brony. To hydrate, Ian. To hydrate.
Oh, trust me, what's in there isn't going to hydrate me.
I don't know if that's bigger than a Route 44 from Sonic, but I don't, like, we need to take you around for some 7-Eleven. Yeah, the 7-Eleven.
Yeah, let's go.
I need to take him to, like, the quintessential, like, American stuff, because we still haven't done that. It right?
It isn't mostly ice, because I asked for it with no ice.
Smart.
So it's just, get all of my liquid. That is pure Powerade.
I have legitimately never enjoyed burgers until I went to Whataburger, and they have one right now called like the sweet and spicy junior bacon burger.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm crave it, and I eat it really fast as well. So it's just like it sits in me for about 7 days.
You're normally a nibbler, and this like hum inhaled.
We just got a Buc-ee's.
Did we?
So I could take you to the Buc-ee's, man.
Let's do it.
And I haven't been there yet. Yeah, it's that huge one that has like 75 bays or some crap.
Oh, should make a treat.
You know it?
Look at that.
You know it?
Let's go.
Oh, it's so good.
We should make a day trip of it. Go to Buc-ee's and do stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what we also can do is we can just take the phone with us and open up the Twitch app and just go live as we walk through.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
Oh man. All right. Well, we're going to get the show started. Thank you guys for being here. Just as a reminder, this is an R-rated show. We are broadcasting on 2 different locations, on Twitch and on YouTube. You can find all of the links in the description of each podcast, although I know finding descriptions sucks sometimes. So we have an Ian and Danae YouTube. You have to put the @ so it's youtube.com @ Ian and Danae. And then also, obviously, on the Twitch, which is my old school Twitch, Danae Says. So thanks for joining us there. We do sometimes go live for gaming, and we do hope to be able to be more consistent about that very, very soon. But we're in transitions at the minute, so it's a little hard to make super plans. So if you will click a bell or whatever on the Twitch or on YouTube, then you'll get notified, hopefully, if it works, via the app on your phone, or you can follow us on Discord and Patreon for more information. We have an incredible group of supporters on Patreon, and it seems really strange because sometimes you're like, oh, it's like just a handful of people here and a handful of people there, but it really does make a huge difference. We've actually been able to do some really cool stuff when we transitioned away from our previous network over to doing everything solo. It was because we had just even the little bit of funds to do it that we were able to get started. So your support not only means a lot to us personally, but is genuinely helping us to keep the show going, and so we appreciate you there. Like I said, we have a $3 Patreon level. That's the Tieflingers. These are the people that are just jumping in early, knowing that we're getting started and getting going, and you are able and willing to support us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
But we have ideas for other tiers soon, and we're going to start testing like one-time digital purchases, including a one-time digital purchase monthly for our Minecraft server. We're almost ready to launch that. That just means that you can join our server and play on it, and that's the only place that Ian and I are actually playing right now. It's just the two of us in the whole world right now, and we're bored. So we're ready to invite some people to join us. Yeah. Honestly, we're like, we don't have anything to do, but we love Minecraft so much. So we're going to be doing like a little digital ticket. And so you can buy your ticket every month or quarterly. All that stuff will be posted on Patreon, and then we'll link it onto Discord as well. So it's basically like we want you guys to be able to interact with us in whatever way works best for you. We're going to do this show no matter what, though, and that's why you're here. So let's get started. Ready?
Let's do it. Oh, man, I'm nervous. I'm nervous about this one.
Why are you're nervous about this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, no, I'm nervous. Okay. I'm not nervous.
Captain's Nope. Done that bit.
Captain's Nope.
I'm supposed to forget the star date for that bit.
Yeah, you already did it. No one knows that you already did it, so they're like...
Welcome to 10 Forward, the part of the show where we grab something from the replicator and share our immediate thoughts and feelings on the episode we just watched. Most important question first, Ambassador, what would you like from Pike's Captain's Dinner? Or anything in particular, because I think I just spoiled what you were actually going to pick.
Did you?
I don't know. You look disappointed. You're like, I had something, but it wasn't at the dinner.
I would like a customized Starfleet apron from the dinner.
Yeah, your words.
Which dinner are we talking about? Is it the very first dinner?
Okay. The proper captain's dinner.
Oh my gosh, the cat is on my... No, kitty! No!
Oh, what's happened? Oh, yeah, kitty! There's a kitty! He's such a podge. Shit, we've lost audio because it's all coming through my mic. Damn it. I can't do that. Damn it. I think I can make you. There we go.
Oh my god.
Well, I finished fucking around with that.
He just suddenly stood up and then he just went and flopped on my keyboard. And then he got up and then he began to walk over because he wants to lay on the board.
He wants to be on your board or on your keyboard.
Right when we start the show. He's been sleeping the whole time. And then he's like, oh, it's showtime?
Let's go.
Holy shit, crackers. That was a lot. Okay.
Thank you, Sci-Fi Brony, for the report. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. So what I remember about that particular scene was a lot of happy people holding alcoholic beverages. So I don't know what was in one of the wine goblets, but I will have a wine something.
I would like... I was going to say the turkey, but then I just realized that wasn't from the initial dinner. So I think I just want Scotty's kilt, actually.
Well, I can have the apron, but...
You can have the apron. It's just not the branded one. It's going to be the generic Pike apron. Oh my gosh.
Have I killed the show? Are you okay? You can't keep going?
No, I can't.
Because you...
cat. I have to look at the cat. Cat cam. Give us a synopsis, Ambassador.
Okay. Sorry, I gotta fix my sheet. In today's episode, it's exactly what I thought it was gonna be.
This is insane. This is wild.
So
your predictions were way too accurate, as was mine.
Yeah, we both nailed the prediction. Okay, so we have to talk about this a little bit. So obviously I predicted this episode almost to a T.
Yeah.
And then at the very, very end, they're like 5-year mission, and you're like, let's go.
Let's go. They literally say 5-year mission, and we have all of the data, and we're going to explore. They self-impose, or enough for 5 years. I predicted like a 2-year mission as like
but still
a practice run for the 5-year mission. They just go and say the thing.
It was exciting because we both like super nailed our prediction, and that felt really, really good.
Yeah, really cool. But you absolutely nailed that this is going to be Batel, the Vesda, the planet. I mean, everything other than what happens to Batel specifically. No, you predicted the whole thing. So
during the episode, once I realized that she was there, and I didn't say it during the first part of the show, but I wrote it down like she is the protector and is going. So I knew what was going to be happening during this episode.
Yeah.
But yes, for the purposes of the podcast, the synopsis of today's episode is the finale of Batel's storyline with Pike.
Strange new Batels.
The further convergence of ship stories with Kirk involved. And yeah, a really interesting like tie up in a way. Like they needed to tie up the Vesda thing, and that's what this episode's mostly about, is tying up the Vesda thing.
Yeah, very much actually. Overall thoughts and feelings before we dive into some details. Did you have a good time with this episode, Ambassador?
I don't know. I don't know.
We may genuinely have to move this to the end of the episode because it's getting harder. Although I think we
don't have any time to think about it.
Yeah, I think you do one gut instinct up front, and then at the very end of the episode, a more like precise feeling, perhaps.
Yeah, I think like just show talking here, we could move this because I usually don't know. Sometimes I know right away if I liked it. Like I know I had a good time, but every once. So maybe that's where we could just do gut check, like my gut instinct on whether I liked it.
Yeah, we could change this to the gut check.
Yes, okay. Do you want to introduce a new way of doing it then and cut that in?
Yeah. Ambassador, I've noticed the last few episodes that the immediate thoughts and feelings has been a conundrum for you. So let's just do a gut check where you don't overthink it, just your gut emotion. How did you feel about the episode?
I think I liked it.
Yeah.
I think I liked it. What about you?
I'm with you. I liked it. I have some kind of about it, but overall I really liked the episode, and I really liked the angle they came at it from and their willingness to do this. It's the type of episode I like. A couple of things just didn't stick for me, but overall good time. A good time was had. Yeah,
it was a very packed episode.
Yeah.
A lot happened. And I think that's sort of what I'm still digesting, is how much I just, like, so we talked about the road trip earlier, and how it's like you're kind of like stopping along the way, and you're like, oh, that was okay, and then you get to your destination, and this was the destination for the season, and it's like obviously I do a lot of road trips around the Ozarks, and the destination was a antique shop that's just full of stuff that you're really curious and you want, and it's just everything is happening. There's like a lot going on.
But then also there's an arcade that's full of really futuristic stuff that doesn't really fit anywhere else in the shop.
Yeah. There's a couple of items you're like, I don't know what that does. Does this actually belong here?
Yeah, exactly.
And for me, that large in part is about the super being, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, there's a meshing of many different Star Trek things that happened in this finale. It's very interesting. Well, let's dive straight in. Did you actually give us a synopsis?
Yeah, I gave you my version of a synopsis, but let me give you the actual synopsis.
Yeah, hit it.
In today's episode, we revisit the
Vesda
storyline, because as it turns out, the pattern buffer transportation shenanigans did just what we thought it was going to do. Some shit got fucked up. And this being has managed to teleport out of the ship and get back to a very important colony where it has taken the form of a god, and it's going to open up a portal along with the help of Starfleet to get back to the prison and free his buddies. And our crew is attempting to figure out how to like intervene, how to help. And in that moment, Batel realizes that she is the being that is basically guarding the well. So the idea is that this alien race is pure evil, pre-existing any civilization, like where evil comes from. And she is the light being that is the only one that can stop it. And so we're looking at a sacrificial episode where Batel knows that she is going to have to give her life to sit on top of the well forever and guard against evil. So it's kind of an opportunity for her to say goodbye. But the twist kind of comes in when we see that she and Pike have kind of this tiny, whimey galactic moment and get to live out their entire life together.
They get to experience each other's inner light for a time.
That feels like that was a really important reference, Captain.
That was a reference to an episode of TNG. Yeah.
If I was reading it, that would be in italicized. Like it would be italicized.
Italicized in quotation marks, underlined, bolded, and I winked.
With like a little asterisk that has like a little reference at the very
Please see bibliography for references.
So, and then the episode ties, like it kind of does the look through the crew sort of catalog to see how everybody is feeling at the end of the season. The other stand-up moment is, of course, Spock and Kirk having a unification on a deep, meaningful level.
Hey, did you do that on purpose? Unification is also an episode.
No.
Okay. Damn it.
No, I mean, it's just a word that describes two people merging.
That's fair. That's fair. Not everything is Star Trek, Ian. Not everything is Star Trek.
I mean, but maybe it is. So yeah, there's a lot that happened in this episode, but I think that's kind of the highlights.
Yeah, you got it. Let's dive straight in because there's going to be a lot to digest for this episode. Let's start off with the opening, which is the Captain's Table Dinner. And I just want to say, I love these scenes and they've officially become the new poker scene from TNG for me.
It is.
I don't know why it's only just clicked. Maybe it's because we watched an episode the other day of TNG where they find Tasha's sister, and there's a great poker scene at the beginning of that, and so it's maybe just fresh in my mind. But it's my favorite bit of the episode, which is a bit under like what would you call it? A bit anticlimactic, but it's the crew together. It's this I want to live there feeling that I get from TNG, which is I want to be a part of this captain's dinner. Everyone's just like, especially at this point in season 3, they're a lot more comfortable. They feel very comfortable with each other.
Yes.
Everyone's in their roles. And of course, they pull the stunt on Scotty that they pulled on Uhura in season 1.
Oh,
because Uhura is in formal dress. And we were like, oh, they're bullying her, they're hazing her. And they did the same thing to Scotty in this episode as well. So it was a nice little callback. But yeah, I love this. I think it's a great cold open. How much do you love the Captain's Table Dinner as well?
Yeah, I have it written down in my notes that it was really, really powerful for me. But like when we first saw in the first season, there was a bit of awkwardness because everyone felt very new to each other, and you kind of were more in almost like Uhura's perspective because she was trying to figure out how to fit in, even though Pike had pre-existing relationships with like Una and all this. Now we're really comfortable with the crew, and even though there are like less familiar faces that are in there, you know, kind of like mingling, it just felt very warm and open, and I loved it. It really set the tone for what this show is capable of doing, and it makes me miss it more throughout the season because TNG does have like the poker open and things like that. Maybe they didn't do it as
poker open.
Really?
I'm so sorry.
You're such a boy. No offense to the boys out there.
Continue, please. Continue.
He is our space dad. That is so silly.
I don't think she was talking about me.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that reference to something else?
I think Pike just being space dad.
It wasn't you doing the dad joke, which was a total like not even a dad joke.
No,
that was
like
a sexy joke.
It was an R-rated bachelor joke.
Sarah, okay. It was just poor timing. It was just bad timing.
Bad timing all around. Continue.
But yeah, I loved it. It was warm. It was inviting. It made me want to be there. And yeah.
There is a confidence and comfortability that it uses that as a framing device. It doesn't have to specifically be necessary for the episode, but it shows a comfortability for me that this is where they hang out, and this is where we really get to see them at ease, and it's why I love this crew so much. Like,
yeah, it's a good crew.
They absolutely nailed it. They really did.
And their outfits are so nice. Like Ortegas walks by and she's got this very, I'm not going to say it's a 90s pattern because 90s was like very neon, but it had like this
it's
really
very
interesting
90s, you can say.
Yeah, had a really interesting like big jacket, big zipper, bold pattern vibe, and everyone seemed to be wearing very unique to them casual clothes, which is great because there's so much that costuming can do to give you more insight into a character. And we don't get to see them in their casual clothes very often. We get to see them in their work uniform, or we get to see them in their away mission gear, which is always really fun. But to see them in their genuine, like actual clothes that they would just truly want to wear, it really was a vibrant scene. There's a lot of color, a lot of textures, and I would watch that scene and pause it just to sort of look around the room. Same thing with Pike's house, like Pike and Patel, kind of towards the end. Just
become a character.
Really, really. It's really cool. The set design and the costuming is incredible.
Well, we dive into some exposition that Corby, why can I not remember her name? Chapel's fiance archaeologist person has been working on the
Bodoc system.
On the planet.
Is that right?
Skygawan. Well, I forgot what the system was called, but
Kali Shosham, something.
Yeah.
My notes are insane when I try to write these things down. I literally wrote like KALICOSHAM.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even try to write it down. I was knee deep in Skygawan, and like I've just got to get that down because I know it's important.
Skygawan, yes.
So Skygawan.
I've got that written down too.
I'm going to backpedal and do that again.
Ingratiating himself with a high cleric, they say.
We immediately get some exposition that Corby, Chapel's significant other, is following up on a word that Patel had said while she was possessed by the anti-Vesda, which was, Danae,
That's it.
That's the word. And he's currently on the planet Skygawan, trying to find out more about the Vesda and their history and the society that now praises them as a god. It's important for Patel to hear this information so that it can trigger her in some way, and she gets a bit spooked out by it.
That was the cat again. Sorry.
No, it's perfect. And we do find out that... Nope. What order was that in?
I'm gonna try to take a little...
What are you trying to do? I'm so distracted by the cat right now.
Sorry, I apologize. I need to have a mic for the cat. I need a video camera for this cat.
And this leads to a little bit of a back and forth where where Spock and Scotty are working out that and Mbenga are working out that something squiffy has happened with the transporter system. And as we're jumping between Skygawan and Corby, discovering things, and back on the Enterprise, they're working out that something's happened with the transporter buffer. This happened so quick. Like, this is an exposition dump to get us into the mystery of the episode. Ambassador, thoughts about this back and forth?
Star Trek does what Star Trek does. They need the things to make sense and come up when they need to come up. And I guess it was time for a medical transport shutdown purge thing.
Even though they only did one a few weeks ago.
Yes. And it's in this moment that they figure out that something is going on. I love the idea, though, that there's like just different backups that need to be purged.
Yes.
Like when you take an RV camper out and it's time to go ahead and like flush the line, and get the sewage out. And they have to do the same thing, but with like information. I think it's a little bit difficult Mbenga had this like glance over on the purging thing, and I was just like, he's thinking about his daughter right now.
Oh,
right?
Interesting. You would think he would, but I didn't pick up on that.
What a traumatic thing every time he has to be a part of the pattern buffer purging, just to have to like...
just to remember that.
Yeah, because he hid her very secretly in a special place where it couldn't be purged. And
Yeah.
he must have had to have been very protective about all of this stuff this seems to be like a routine thing. You kind of like, well, it's time to clean this toilet today. It's time to clean this toilet today.
Usually the lower deckers should be doing that.
So they're all in there. And of course did it work for me? Yes. I mean, it's giving me the information that we needed. And also it's answering the questions I already had. When are we going to come back to the fact that this evil thing is living somewhere inside this ship? We saw it happen. They need to answer that question. So
yeah, it's interesting that it sounds like they did purge it earlier. So this isn't like, oh, it's time to purge this and make sure it's gone.
Right.
It sounds like this is a follow-up thing. So it already happened. So while we were assuming it was still kind of in the system somewhere, it sounds like they have actually dealt with it.
This is before there's a problem on the planet, right? This is before Mbenga
happening concurrently. So
because there's a moment when they're in the conference room,
the briefing room,
and Pike is sort of like, we need to do this and this, let's do it. But that's after they know that there's a problem.
Yeah,
this is them figuring out that there's a problem.
Yeah, so as we're gradually being revealed that the signal that the something has rebuilt a human signal out of the transporter buffer, and we find out that it is the Vesda entity has rebuilt Nurse Gamble's body and then transported itself through the dimensional folds to the planet of Skygawan. And at the same time, they lose contact with Corby. So I think they check in on him and his communicator is out of action. And as we're cutting backwards and forwards, he is faced with Gamble, who is a figure that they have been worshipping, and
aka Masked Man.
Yeah, Masked
who had
Man
only been there for
Vesda.
a few days. Imagine being powerful enough that you're there for a few days and people will stab out their eyeballs.
Right. I think there's got to be some supernatural thing happening where he's exerting influence more than just, again, cults do crazy things. So maybe it is just purely a cult.
There are a couple things this episode does that I don't know if it like breaks Star Trek people's brains, but having an entity that has the capability of existing in a pattern buffer, rebuilding a body, transporting it away, something about ley lines, and then also a super being later on. Like, did they stretch a little too far on this?
No, not for me. If there was one bit that was none of it's really a stretch, to be honest. I guess it would just be the hop from the transporter to the ley line is the bit that I'm slightly confused about, because I guess why not just take control of the entire ship? Like,
right,
just use the Enterprise, like, instead of like skipping out, and because it needs the Enterprise, like it needs one of them to open the gate. So its plan is escape the Enterprise, go to the planet, and hope that the Enterprise works out what it needs to work out, and then gets there because it needs one of the crew to open the portal. So
right, I guess that makes sense, because they do explain that later. Like, they need the Enterprise to move.
Yeah, they need a crew member there. He was literally waiting there for one of them to turn up and open the portal. So
Mbenga, who was on the thing, because timey-wiminess, I guess.
Yeah, so we'll get to that in a second. But no, none of that really breaks Star Trek for me. It's just the normal techie stuff.
Gotcha.
The timing is a little bit amazing that it happens basically. It has to happen concurrently because they find out that Corby is out of touch. So anyway, the Enterprise gets in touch with the Farragut and decides that they are going to go on a mission, and the Farragut is the only one that's going to help them because we need more Kirk.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why is Kirk still captain of the Farragut?
He is not. We just didn't want to see his captain right now.
But
so
he said
the Vulcan lady is the captain.
Oh, so when he was saying she owes you a favor, she recognizes that you saved her.
Correct.
I thought he was referencing the ship as she.
Oh, no. He was talking about, and he said, like, it's illogical that she would see this as a favor, but hey, she's not perfect. She's learning and whatnot. So it's just super convenient. It also shouldn't be her choice. It should be Starfleet's choice. Like, the Farragut is in range. The Farragut will come and help you because we can spare the Farragut.
So why is Pike talking to Kirk and not the captain then?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay.
Completely agree. Just because we need more Paul Wesley.
Okay.
There's a great meme that's gone around repeatedly, and it's just a poster advertising a new Strange New Worlds book, and it's just called like "Get Off My Ship" or something. And like, why are you still here? Why are you on my ship? And it's Pike looking at a picture of Kirk. Get off my ship. Why are you here? Stop trying to steal my ship.
So Pike reaches out to once they realize that they have a problem, they all meet in the ready room, and then Pike reaches out to Kirk to find out if he's willing to stretch some of the rules. And
to come and help.
Kirk says, yeah, we'll do that because he can speak for the captain.
He can speak for Starfleet as well. Like, this should have been, hey, Starfleet, we're going to need some support on this one. But they're acting like they're just neighbors. They're like, hey, you've got an RV. I need your RV for this trip. Could you come over? Like, you've got great phasers. I need them.
This episode packed in a lot.
Yeah, it rushes through a lot at the beginning.
So I understand why we were never on the Farragut, trying to make it make sense how Kirk is talking to the captain, and the captain is like, yeah, let's go ahead with this idea. Like,
I don't want to talk to Pike. You take this call.
This episode purely says, basically, Kirk's in charge of the Farragut anyway, and he can go over and chat and then come back with a mind meld Vulcan situation, walk into the bridge and say, here's the plan. The captain says, yep, totally cool with this very, very highly dangerous, we could accidentally pull up a planet mission. Like, really just kind of like puts super skis on ice, and then we're just going down a mountain going, you know what, this is probably going to end bad, but there's a chance that we could break a world record here and it'd be really fucking cool.
You're along for the ride. Just enjoy it. Just watch the X Games happen. So we do a bit of pre-mission exposition-y stuff explaining that Corby's out of touch. We got to get to him. We can go undercover. We can't break the Prime Directive too much because they don't have space travel. So we've got to hide ourselves and not.
But we can blast them with a beam of light from the distance. That's okay.
When we absolutely need to do that, we can do that. Anyway,
we can have two red dominating beams of light hit the planet, and no one blinks an eye.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Oh, I'm sure there was blinking. They just just
not at
fireworks. That's fine.
For people who are like worshiping the eyeballless dragon mask god that just showed up a few days ago, they sure aren't being like, the beam of light.
Yeah, they should start worshipping the Enterprise and that beam of the fire that came out of the sky.
Oh my god, that was crazy.
Before we get to all of that,
sorry. I know, I'm sorry.
Before we get to the mission, they do acknowledge that Benga doesn't have to go on this mission because he's feeling responsible for Gamble's life, but he feels a pull to go on this mission, as does Patel. And I did think it was kind of interesting to have this conversation between Patel and Pike in, is it the gym where she's like punching a punch bag?
Yeah, they keep showing this space that we haven't seen before. It's the workout room.
Yeah,
everybody's in the workout room this season. Like they're dancing, they're punching. Yeah.
But I did think it was interesting to have this conversation between them because Patel is concerned that she's feeling this like pull of fate and that she's supposed to be on this mission. She's meant to be here for a reason. And to pair that with Pike, who of anybody is the one that's going to understand not avoiding your inevitable fate as much as possible. So I liked that. Is that the scene where you started to see what was coming and what was happening in terms of Patel?
No, it was before. It was as soon as Patel was in the previously on. It was instant because, again, I try to like pull way back and like look at what the writers would try to do within a season, and like Patel's story is either going to end with her with these crazy superpowers in a judge position, or this battle thing that we've seen against, like with the Gorn versus whatever. This episode answers the question. It's not just that she's Gorn. It's that she's Gorn plus this, plus this, plus this, and that fuck with her DNA. But I know you want to get to that in a second. But getting all that information in the previously on sets you up to know what's going to happen. And since we watched the previously ons, it was like, yep, this is going to be a Patel thing. And since they're going to be answering the great evil question, she is going to be on this mission and probably die. So I knew that her story was leading to a sacrificial moment. Mm-hmm. But at the point when she was like, I need to be there, I wasn't quite sure what that looked like. But of course, as soon as the Guardian was hit and then she got hurt, it's actually no. It was when they looked at when Mbenga was looking at the information on the pillar that opened up for him. And there was 2 symbols. There was the great evil guy with a mask on, and then against, what's her name? What is the cat doing?
Scratching something. This is our life. It is often just checking on the cat and seeing if it's scratching something that we find valuable or not. Do you know where he is? Yeah, I heard him scratching. Oh, he's in the bathroom. What's he scratching in the bathroom? This cat. Is he in the shower? Okay. Well, the cat is being taken upstairs so that it doesn't piss in our studio. So it will pee outside in time. I actually don't have Lord of the Rings to hand, which is annoying. It's in one of my boxes that 3 months in, I still haven't unpacked all of my England boxes. I'm really sorry, guys. Yeah, 3 months and I haven't got it. Yeah, I guess I could Google. I'm not going to Google it. I'm not going to do that. I did have a message that popped up that I wanted to share. I'm borderline agreeing with you. The Destiny stuff does feel a bit tired. Like, we have done Destiny a lot, and it's interesting that it's almost like a tease. Like, they're playing with the idea that Pike can change his destiny, but we know it doesn't. Like, we know, because this is a prequel, we know he doesn't change his destiny unless this changes some fundamental things about the original series, which would be very frustrating because then you're moving this into a different continuity. So it kind of, I like talking about it, but it feels like a moot conversation because bottom line, we know what happened is going to happen again. She is no, Danae's not returning. The cat appears to be outside. That is a success. Can you imagine if Q just jumped in every episode and solved every problem? It's always out there as an option. Oh, that's an interesting angle. It doesn't really feel like Star Trek's me to have destiny or magic or superpowers. I want science, or at least fake science. I guess Pike does that thing that is anything, like any science that's advanced enough is basically magic. So I think they are saying there is science in this. When does biology become superpowers? I guess, like, if this creature that Patel becomes has evolved to become this super powerful creature, is it magic? It's, yeah, but I get it. The lines are definitely blurred. You ready? She is returned.
That was delightful.
Oh dear, was it?
Yeah, I mean, not for you or for us trying to do a proper show, but he was playing around with something in the bathroom. Like, he had like opened up a cupboard and was like, pulling stuff out and scratching at it. So then I thought he might have to do the restroom. Cute. So I went and I opened the window and I put him outside through the window, so I didn't have to go all the way upstairs. Mm-hmm. And he seemed pretty happy with that. And he started to like attack and pounce things just like right outside the window. So he's right by the window in the gravel bed, just like pouncing things. Cute. And then I thought maybe he needs to come back inside. I opened it up because it's quite hot outside. And he just like looked at me and goes, meow. And then he turns around and he lays down in the sun.
Oh, he wanted some sun time.
He's so happy right now.
I'm just waiting for him to meow at that window.
I know he might, but at least if he's got to go to the restroom, he can go out there.
He'll know. Exactly.
Okay, I have to look something up to finish my thought. Because I remember where I was at.
Okay, good.
Yeah. What is her name? Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't know if she received. You've obviously got a train of something.
Ah, that's it.
Okay.
Okay, she like goes like Captain Marvel.
Oh,
I kept thinking of Captain Marvel the whole time.
Yeah. There you go. I can see that. Yeah, very vague powers that can do anything you want.
So it was interesting because like they're giving her this sort of out where she then, I didn't see that coming, where she was going to become this like being. But then of course, as soon as the slash comes across her head and she starts to glow and her eyes turn into stars and it matches the thing on the top on the portal, it all clicked for me. The portal image clicked for me because it looked feminine. It looked like it was starry eyes. And I thought, oh, she's this being. But what does this like actually mean? So watching it all play out, it was pretty obvious.
Yeah, and it felt like a bit of a... My biggest like kind of... One of my biggest kind of switch my brain off moments was all of the exposition back on the Enterprise when they've done... Have we missed a bit?
You asked me when I knew she was going to be that person, like when I knew what was happening.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. They're talking about fate and stuff. That was it.
Yes.
So yeah, I didn't when the slash attacks. Yeah, that's pretty much when it cemented it for me that there was a link between the lady on the planet and Batel.
Lady on the planet.
No, I enjoyed the faith stuff. Can be a little bit frustrating with Pike wanting to change his future, and we know he can't. But I thought it was a good pairing to have them together and talk about that.
Yeah, this is an example of like the writers knew probably from the start of the season what they were going to do in the final episode, and they've been hinting at like giving options here and there and sort of kind of piecing it together. Like we can't have Batel linger past a certain time. It doesn't make sense. Pike is really tied to her. Yeah. We need him to be kind of freed of that. We want this. We can't give Pike and Batel a good like old person dying together story. Like, what are we going to do? And someone said, well, what if she also has to make a great sacrifice as well? And there's a lot of moments in this episode in particular. I thought, wow, this is like, they're really just, the writers threw out like really big ideas. Well, what if we had two guns fire at the same time in perfect harmony and there was a mind meld at the same time? But like this is just the crazy stuff is happening. Magical stuff is happening. Science stuff is happening. And it's all like going on at once. And it kind of makes you go, oh, this is fun to watch, but what's going on?
Yeah, there's so much happening in the episode and they don't really dive deeply into any of it. The entire episode could have been not the entire episode, but they could have spent a lot more time on the Batel Pike life that they have. But
yeah, but did you like where they went with Batel? Like, did you enjoy that? I mean, I like to jump around and you're trying to kind of go in a specific order. So I don't want to like cause you to have brain chaos too much, but
already done. I kind of, man, I've got some, I like this as a completion to her story. It just feels a little bit out of the blue. Like this last episode feels like a very rushed conclusion to her story. And it's almost like they did plant a few seeds. Like she goes through the cure and has the Illyrian blood and has the Gorn hybridization.
And there was that mushroom flower thing.
Yeah, the mushroom, the chimera flower. So that scene where they're talking about everything and she's putting all of the pieces together. Wow. I felt stupid because I was like, you are connecting all of these dots that I've missed. And I knew they happened, but I wasn't connecting them all together into this. And I feel like she gets to that conclusion so quick. And maybe it's a timey-wimey thing where she knows cause and effect gets wonky. That's why she has all of the answers. But this is my destiny. This is what I'm going to have. It's nice that it mirrors Pike, but it's so out of the blue. And it just felt like crammed into this episode. And it felt like we could have had more time focusing on that. I don't know that we needed all of like the Farragut and Enterprise and Kirk and Spock mind melding.
Me too.
Because
it was,
there's so much. Like, again, that's fun. That's the stuff I love about Star Trek.
Sure, it looked beautiful, by the way. It was so pretty.
It's so pretty, but it's so on its own as well. All of that happens in one scene. Like, they come up with the plan, they do the mind meld, they execute it, it looks pretty, but it's belongs in another episode almost.
I feel like missing in between some of all the details being thrown at us and the information that we're trying to like assimilate and kind of absorb is this theme of two. It needs to be a combination of two. Two have to open the gate. Two have to go in. Two ships have to open the gate. Two people have to mind meld into one. There's this symmetry that they sort of have like woven in this particular story, but I think it gets a bit lost, or maybe even you kind of have to stretch to get there, because maybe the ship, they could have made any way to open that
of course,
gate.
Yeah.
I think it's absolute bullshit that the being of light can't open the gate with her love.
All
like
of
that
her power and whatnot. Yeah.
just seems cuckoo bananas to me, but I didn't write the episode. So I think that bringing in the second ship was them going even further and saying, we need to connect the Farragut to this ship at some point more than what we've already done before we get to the next season. Yeah, and this was also merging minds of Kirk and Spock, which may lend itself for more storytelling in the future of why they're so close. Yeah. So you're right. I don't think we needed it this episode. I think we probably could have done something with Kirk and Spock when Kirk was on the ship helping out before. I don't know, but it's a bit lost on in the details. Like that scene where they're talking about all of the things that have happened to Batel, I think is the most I've ever been like, this is some sheer bullshit in Star Trek
I'm right with you.
To date. Like all of the engineering talk and Trek talk and ley lines and connections and stuff, like I can kind of like, I can get with that. But how quickly we're accepting that Batel is a predestined super being because fate outlined that she would be attacked by a Gorn, she would be saved with Illyrian blood, she would have to have this particular plant at a particular time, and all of the things that have to perfectly align for her body structure to turn her into something that can predate evil is too far for me. That's like D&D campaign shit. That's not Star Trek shit for me. And maybe merging the pools is fine. Like crossing the streams sometimes is really, really fun, but like pacted in this universe, I don't believe that they would leave this meeting going, yep, this is the plan. And they even give Spock a line that, like, because, you know, Spock is usually the voice of
logic and reason. And science.
Yeah. And they give him a line in that moment. And I wrote it down. I don't think it really matters before he's like, it's plot. Whatever he says, it's after Patel kind of gives her sort of, she talks about how she's coming to these conclusions on her own or whatever. And then Spock says something. And the way he says it right after cuts over to Pike, who listens to Spock, is like, oh, okay, that's plausible. And that even pissed me off, because I'm like, how dare you make Spock the voice of reason in this fucking crazy moment, you know?
Right.
Like, let's do some more scans. Let's do some more research. And no, she is this being, and she's in two places at once. And just, we could have spent a lot more time on that, but I don't think that the writers want us to be in that moment too much, because I think we're going to be able to question it too. I don't know.
It's one of those things where it feels like they're very much talking, instead of reasoning it out together, they're talking and justifying it to the audience. So they're explaining to the audience why this makes sense, instead of exploring the problem together. So as soon as, like, so Batel has the sparkly eyes, Chapel recognizes it, they compare the scan. And once they've said that Batel is the beholder, the creature that's on the Vesda prison planet, everything from then onwards is explaining why that's okay and why that makes sense. And go on.
That even pissed me off, because when they scanned that statue in the episode, they said it's alive. And then on this episode, they're like, don't know why we ever went back and scanned that again. Don't know why. Well, it's just like, I don't fucking believe that for a second.
It's the first time that they made a comparison. It's like, well, why would we compare it? I don't know. Isn't it an automatic thing? You put it into the ship's computer you run an analysis, and the computer says, "Hey, by the way, this exactly matches her." Like,
Or
you shouldn't
even-
have to specifically scan for it. It's just the computer finds a pattern analysis.
You would not come back from a mission where something is alive and trapped and not go, let's look into that just a little bit more. Let's understand that just a little bit more. So that even pissed me off because I was thinking about like the child battery episode. You know, I guess sometimes you do just walk away from beings that are trapped as a battery and you're like, well, that was interesting.
I guess that's fine. The other element that, so obviously they rushed through all of the explanation, but her being this okay with it this quickly, like, I didn't buy any of that as well. And Pike has a little bit of resistance, but is then okay. But she's like, I haven't had a purpose. I didn't know whether I wanted to be a captain or a JAG officer or a counselor, or I didn't know which job that I wanted to have, but this job feels right. And that doesn't work for me for a couple of reasons. A, it's a super quick conclusion to come to. Putting aside cause and effect means that she's already accepted it. But the other element is it then makes her sacrifice almost, it kind of takes away from her sacrifice because she's so okay with it. She's like, this is great. This is my purpose. So there isn't really the sacrifice of being this being that has to watch over. So I kind of wanted a bit more reticence from her. And we get barely anything from Pike as well. Barely any kind of resistance to Battelle doing this and going ahead with this plan. So
yeah,
I don't know. All that entire scene was just rush, get through it, get to the conclusion as quickly as we can.
And I don't like the feeling. A lot of times finales do feel a little bit rushed because they're trying to do, like, they want to get to what they need to get us to before the season ends or the show ends. And so there is oftentimes like a feeling of rushed chaos in the last episodes, but this one felt more than others. But it was beautiful. Like we're like seeing this really interesting planet with these floating geometric patterns and really interesting like a society that I want to explore more, and some interesting costumes and stuff. So it's really beautiful. And I like the shots of the dual Farragut and Enterprise together. Like there's some really gorgeous stuff happening that I'm super glad to have seen. But how we get there felt.
Your point about duality is really interesting because it is throughout the episode, like pairs and twos and that power is everywhere throughout the episode. But they don't do anything with it. They don't explore it. Like there's nothing deeper than two ships, two phases, Kirk and Spock, two people to open the gate, Battelle and Pike. Like there's twos everywhere, but then it doesn't make that a bigger theme. It doesn't do anything more with it, which is it's odd.
Or really try to explain why Mbenga was on the portal.
Well, yeah, let's get into that. So they get undercover to the planet. They Vulcan neck pinch their way to go on.
The fuck is that?
You can Vulcan neck pinch as a human. It was actually interesting because there has been like some humans aren't able to do it because it's very tricky and you can't get the muscle thing right. And I always wondered if it was only Vulcans that can do the neck pinch. And I know that's not true because Picard has done it. And I think Data has done it as well. So it isn't just for Vulcans, but there are some humans like McCoy who just can't get it right. And Kirk never gets it right as well. So I think it was interesting to have La'an was able to do it and Chapel can't do it. So it's like, it's not a given that anybody other than Spock can or can't do it. Picard's definitely done it. I cannot think of the episode right now, but he's definitely neck pinched somebody, possibly unification.
I just feel like as a Vulcan, you should know better than to teach people how to do that.
It should be a closely guarded secret. Yeah.
It kind of feels as though it's a secret Vulcan handshake. Yeah. Once you become friend enough, then they'll go ahead and party trick teach you one day. Like, okay, I've known you long enough. I can trust you.
If you ever need to get to sleep, just neck pinch yourself.
Crazy. So absolutely crazy. When she take him out at the knees. Like,
but why wouldn't you? If you know how to do it, why wouldn't you neck pinch them? I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if I was a battle warrior and I knew this special move, why wouldn't you do that? Because it's a quick way to down somebody for an indeterminate amount of time.
The live chat has come to my rescue, and I am correct. Picard does do it. He does it in Starship Mine, and interestingly, he does it to Tim Russ. And Tim Russ is Tuvok in Voyager, but he's playing a bad guy in Starship Mine. So it's fun. Before Tuvok was Tuvok, he was neck pinched by Picard. Love that. That's why that's stuck in my brain.
But the little back and forth between La'an and Chapel was kind of fun.
It's adorable. I dig it. Yeah.
It was a little bit petty and I kind of loved it.
Yeah, I kind of love that. But anyway, they get to this monument. No, they go through they walk. Wait. Yeah, no. They get to the monument tableau thing that has all of the pictures and whatnot on it. And what's interesting is that they see Swahili on this monument, obviously an Earth language, and it tells a story that I actually wrote down. And I thought, this is where I was like, wow, this is really interesting. I wonder what we're going to do with this. And the story was, a young boy was not yet a man, but the time had come to kill or be killed. A knife in his hands. And it's not just a parable. And Benga's like, no, that's my story about when I was 12 or 13. And he had to take a life to protect himself. And they're like, why is your story on this thing? And I was really hoping that this was going to be specific stories from everyone on the crew that is like present or has interacted with this thing at some point in time. Because you could also have stories that haven't happened yet. You could have used this as a bit of foreshadowing for another character, another adventure, like so much. But all it does is tell Mbenga that I need to look at this thing and it'll open up. Like
it's another Destiny moment.
It's another Destiny moment, and it's also this like potential to be profound that is then over and done with immediately. Not going to explore that any deeper. No. This is going to be a superficial solve the puzzle problem, and then we're not going to talk about it anymore. And that sums up this entire episode.
It would have been more interesting if it would have been where the evil masky guy, what's his name? Gamble had gone on to the board and like put his own thing there, and knowing Mbenga's history because they were once friends, and that would have caused them to believe that Mbenga should have gone into the portal. But for some reason, it only opened up for Mbenga. Other people were standing right in front of it, so it seems like it was there for a reason. But that wasn't answered, and I thought he was going to die. And you were like, no, he can't. So he must live because I didn't really, I keep forgetting he's in the show.
Yeah, he's in the show later on. But he's not the chief medical officer of the Enterprise. He's there.
Got it.
It's interesting. But they jump through the portal because Gamble has been waiting for them. I mean, Destiny shit, right? How does it work?
He needed Mbenga to open the portal so he could go in there and free his brothers.
Yeah. They dive in. The next scene is kind of like them in the prison, and Mbenga figures out that Gamble will need him to escape. It needs him alive to escape. And Mbenga's such a badass. I love Mbenga so much. Like, problematic stuff aside, I really, really do enjoy his character. And he's like, oh, if I die, you can't get out of here. And I know it's because it's not going to happen, but he takes a knife out and he's just like, fuck it, I'll do it. And I believe he's going to do that. Like, he's that much of like, I think that zombie episode with the Klingons really cemented who Mbenga is for me. And yes, that might be casual killer and problematic, but it's also do what needs to be done. He's a doctor that really will take the extreme actions. And he's like, yeah, I'll stab myself in the throat right now. Like, if we were sinning it for like cinema sins, it would be, why didn't you just kill yourself? Like, jump off the edge, because you know that's going to save the galaxy. And he does. So I kind of love that. Did you buy that moment?
Well, yeah, except for knowing that he survived, because I was like, Mbenga's dying. And you're like, no, he's not. So there wasn't really a lot of risk there for me, but I didn't know how it was going to pay off. I thought they were going to tussle. I thought they were going to fight. And then where we're going to have Batel show up pretty quickly. Like, they talked about those ley lines and being able to get to places pretty fast. So I didn't know if there was going to be a way for like at that point, I thought the Enterprise might be able to put somebody in the pattern buffer and beam them into the ley line and they would just zip around.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I thought was going to was going to happen. But instead, Mbenga sort of pushes him into another door where something is happening on the other side, and we're just kind of waiting for Patel and Pike to show up. So, the tension of that moment was immediately just...
Yeah, it goes from super tense to Gamble prevents him from doing it, and the kerfuffle means that they end up in different dimensional rooms, which gives the Enterprise enough time to show up. So yeah, it is interesting. It goes from super profound moment, again, rushed over into quickly resolve that as quick as you can.
Yeah.
So next we have Batel and Pike are on the planet. They've made it, and we've got all of the... This is where the episode feels so segmented, because this entire 10-minute scene is Pike and Batel are at the monument. They work out that they need a huge amount of power to get through. Again, why not make it that Batel can open the thing? I just, it's so baffling to me. And the only reason I can think is that we need some Starship sci-fi action in this portion of the episode to work out the pacing, to give us a bit of what fans love. And to be fair, I love this portion, but it is so out of place in this episode.
I just feel like it's deeper. I think they're trying to put Spock and Kirk in a more unified position for later. I feel like the writers need them to have a connection now to do something later, and it had to happen in this episode. So they needed to come up with a reason to really unify them as one. I really did enjoy watching the mind meld and their interactions with each other and this budding friendship. It's a bit lost because the end of the world is biting at their heels, and we have this other dominant story of Pike and Batel kind of happening. So to me, their friendship start, their melding start, their as one start, it got a little bit either got lost during the Patel Pike stuff or after the Patel Pike stuff, and then they're talking, in the bar. It felt a little bit don't be sad about Patel, look over here, we've got new stuff. And I think that's what the show was trying to do is go, there's the end of some things and the beginning of others, and we're all together, and it's just part of the beauty of life, and we're all going to be moving on somehow together. And so we needed to have a little hope and happiness, and so they put that into Spock, Kirk, and the rest of the crew that we're sort of seeing at the very, very end. But I don't know. Like I said, I think it could have been done in a different episode potentially.
The more I think about it, and this might have some disagreements, but I think this actually justifies a 2-part episode.
I was thinking the same.
And I don't mean season 3, episode 10 and season 4, episode 1. I mean season 3, episode 9 and 10. And then you can break down the Enterprise Farragut stuff, relational Kirk and Spock bit a little bit more. You can do the Pike and Patel stuff a bit more. You don't even need a big cliffhanger. Just spread this out a little bit more and give each element of the adventure more time to breathe. I don't even think you need to change too much about the structure. Just give us more in each area. Because Kirk being okay with it, the mind meld, super fast to accept it, the execution of the plan, any risk that there is about the phasers vaporizing the planet, did not feel for a second. No. I don't feel any of that tension.
Me either.
At all. And it's just giving lip service to this. Yeah. We need a technical thing that's going to be risky unless we do it manually, and it's perfect. And it's cool, lip service it all you want, but could you give me some depth?
That I think is why when I say I liked it, there's the fast pacedness asks me to believe that these ships that are run by these people are willing to risk an entire planet of a non-warp civilization to open a portal. Because there's
them. No kind of talking to Starfleet about this that we can see.
If everybody's not in big fucking trouble next, something is it's it is the Wild West vibe we were talking about before. We're in the cowboy era, right?
We can just fuck off a planet if they want.
I have to go, this is why this is happening, right? That we are not no one's getting in trouble. Uhura not in trouble for what she did last episode in this one either. So yeah, this definitely felt like it could have been a little bit more. I think I would have taken it more seriously if it would have been a two-parter, because we could have sat inside of some of these moments. I'm not talking about necessarily the emotional Patel Pike stuff, because I don't like sitting inside of the romance emotional stuff in general. I'm talking about more the critical decision making to risk this versus that in so many different ways. Risk your mind in a mind meld, risk a planet of people, risk this evil civilization. Tell me more about this evil civilization. They're asking us to believe that there is a race that is pure evil, predating everything else. Like, they don't even like do any kind of like can we just take a minute and see if Patel is okay? Like, we're running along beside all of these choices at the end going, God, I hope everybody's okay at the end. You know, I guess if we just have to sacrifice Patel, it's no big deal, you know.
It's interesting to live life on the starship in that opening scene where we have the dinner, and I'm like, oh, this is life on the starship. I get it. Every scene that follows, I don't believe these are people living life. And I don't believe these are people asking enough questions, talking about it enough. I'm suddenly in an episode, and I'm just like, you just need to get through this, and you want something flashy to do. So while I like the components, it's like, you know what it is? It's a buffet dinner thing. It's the world buffet, where I get to have all of my different favorite foods, but the most superficial, quickly prepared food that I can have. So I can have a cheeseburger here, I can have a chow mein here, I can have a curry here, but it's going to be a dead basic version of each of those things. And that's what this episode is to me. It's all of the different elements of Star Trek at the most superficial level. So it's why I'm like, there's an element to me that enjoys this.
Yeah.
But I would like each one if they were fleshed out a lot more.
That's a good way of putting it. Like, would you rather have the cheapest made pasta or something that was like infused with a little bit of cheese? And would you like to have just a basic steak with no seasoning, or would you rather have like something that has been marinated for a while?
And that's what I meant at the top of the episode when I said that I am happy they actually went this direction. I'm happy they did it, because it shows a really good understanding of the DNA of Star Trek and what makes it. But that execution again is so far away from what I want it to be.
Let's talk a little bit about what happens when Batel and Pike get into this moment. So there's a standoff between Batel and
Gamble
that we're all expecting to have happen.
Oh yeah.
It's very like wizard versus wizard-esque, you know, Captain Marvel versus, I don't know, evil Doctor Strange or something.
Harry Potter versus Voldemort, because you just have exactly the same powers. One is bright light, one is black and smoky.
And in this case, I don't know if it's because there has been time for this evil being to take over Gamble, but he is able to shoot powers out of his hand and do these things that I don't remember him being able to do before, but maybe he didn't. I just forgot it. I don't know. He did reach through a barrier and choke somebody out. So he's obviously got abilities as this
ill-defined abilities. It's evil. Evil has power.
So he's got like glowy hands and shit. And we think we're going to go into a face-off, and then all of a sudden, poof, we are in a alternate sort of like mental dimension. Yeah. And I really want to talk about that. But my first thing that I thought of that I want to land on, and I wish we could just stop and do like a little bit of research to figure this out, is I seem to remember that the first time that we saw Pike and Patel, they were in this cabin and they were like hanging out and they were having a very similar conversation. Like there was a knock at the door. Yes, there was like a knock at the door kind of a thing. And I'm like, oh, we're watching that scene again because maybe they telegraphed something in season 1 that they planned for now, you know?
No.
But no, it's not. That's not it actually at all. Although the vibe is very similar. There was such a similarity though in that scene, and I want to go back and kind of watch it because I feel like they've done something very purposeful, and it felt very much like a deja vu. Did you feel deja vu at all? Or
no, I remember that I recently rewatched that episode, so I remember it pretty well.
And you just watched it recently?
I say recently, a couple of months back.
That's pretty recent. So
yeah.
you had a good solid memory of it. It's been since we watched it together that I've seen it.
Like I'm like really impressed that that scene does happen, but is a different framing to it. But there are similarities. It'd be interesting to know how deliberate it was, but that scene is Batel and Pike are having some time together, and Pike is taking a break from Starfleet,
right?
Because he's off the back of discovering, hey, if I stay in Starfleet, this is what's going to happen to me. So he's got the long hair and the beard.
Okay.
And Admiral April is the one that
comes to him,
knocks on the door by turning up in a shuttle and says, we need you back in Starfleet. The Enterprise is ready.
Right.
We need you back. But there is this Batel and Pike conversation where Batel is trying to encourage him to embrace his destiny. And I think when he says there's a wise woman that once told me that thing,
it's from that scene.
It's from that scene. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so interesting that I felt like, oh, this is the same thing that I watched. And you were so confident, like, no. And I was just really familiar. So good job, show, for putting something memorable in the old noggin that forgets things so much.
But they are talking about not being afraid of the future, and you can't just like hide in your cabin. And I think Batel had some undertones of this relationship isn't going to work unless you get out of your hole and start living life.
Which is kind of what happens in this moment, isn't it?
That's what happens.
But we got to really go through a lot. And this is why, this is another reason why, rather, I wish this was a two-parter, because...
Agreed. Yeah.
But I thought it was really, really cool too, because all of a sudden the episode just like, and then we're just watching something completely new, and it's pretty evident quickly like what they're going to be doing.
I like that they let us put the pieces together ourselves. Like,
I do too.
Pretty good.
And I also like the twist where he comes home and he's whole and he's well, and it's not just that we're seeing them get to have more time together, but they're surprised at their time together.
It's the ideal version of their life.
Yeah. And so they're shocked and they're excited and they're happy to be living together. And I thought it was a brave thing for the episode to do for so many reasons, because it took the momentum and it just completely stopped it and went into this very deeply emotional space where they're giving their characters something that they know they won't actually have in the true timeline. This is a live inside their brain forever reality. Yeah. This is
fuel for Batel.
Yeah, it fuels Batel, gives her the confidence to do what she knows she has to do.
I think the literal juice
forever fucks Pike.
Well. Yeah.
But it is like the flute episode with Picard, right?
The inner light. Yep, exactly.
Oh, you said that earlier.
There we go.
Bing, bing, bing. Look at it all coming around.
The entire episode is him living an entire life. So this probe, its goal is to preserve the memory of an entire species. And it does that by making somebody live an entire, or from middle-aged onwards, life of a person on the planet who witnesses the destruction of the planet and whatnot. So Picard lives about 40 years or something in the space of 30 seconds.
It's really intense and it's heartbreaking. And it's something like, the other thing I like about it too, is it gives us, the audience, and something that we can actually look back on and go, this was real for them. Like they get to think about this thing for the rest of their life. But Pike, dude, like it just gets so bad for Pike. And apparently Spock too, but I don't want to talk about that because I don't want to cry. But like Pike not only has this fucked future, but it's without Batel. And there's this beautiful, like so many beautiful moments in those flash forwards or flash sideways kind of alternate reality situations. But like the comet, Batel saying that I'll always be waiting for you in the stars, that kind of stuff, I think can carry the audience that feels the pain and like feels the emotional trauma that we've just been exposed to. We get to kind of watch Pike go through what Pike is about to go through, going, man, at least he had that.
At least he had that 50 years together.
Yeah. And we got to see some like cool stuff. But again, the show is brave to show it to us, to give us that many back-to-back time jumps with the really, really powerful knock at the door. Like, what a cool thing. What does that mean to you? Like, is this something that happened in episode 1? Was there a knock at the door? Was that April's knock at the door? Or is that just like the symbolic interruption?
No, there's the symbolic nature of fate knocking at the door, time knocking at the door, like that. That really worked for me. It's obvious. Like, as soon as the first knock happened, I was like, that's the future waiting. Like, that is the impending gamble, obviously, at the door, the impending return to reality that's there. And I like it as a device, even though it's an obvious one. I liked it as a through thread because it is anxiety inducing. Like, it is really eerie, and I love the repeated refrain of "come back to me, come back to me." Pike says it to Patel. Patel says it to Pike. Just stay with me. Like, don't answer the door yet. Let's experience our life. But it's always there in the back of their mind. Like, they know it's not real. They know it's not 100% true, and that knock is that constant reminder.
Yeah. I think that they know it's not true at different times, but then they opt to keep going. And we get to see this obviously time progression through, makeup and children getting older, puppies becoming, dogs or full grown doggos, and all this is really like beautifully visual helping us. But even how it's written, just the things that they're saying to each other, we always knew this, and they acted their hearts out in that scene. It's just so well done. That is if there is a reason to love this episode, for me, that was it. Like, that really made, I think, the characters and their arcs okay, because we get to kind of like have a little happy moment. And that's just a silly part of storytelling. Like, we all want to have little happy bows on everything, and we don't want our favorite characters to suffer. But when we know that it's coming, it makes everything like this even better, I think.
I'm conflicted because a trillion, million, bajillion, infinity% prefer this to zappy, fire at each other, and then deal with the way it could have gone. The quote unquote lazy route would be deal with Gamble, and then Pike and Patel have a moment together where she chooses to step onto the platform. She does what she needs to do. They say, "I will always love you, goodbye." Like, they have their moment there. I really respect and love the hard shift into alternate life. But again, it falls into the lip service category for me because it's so much like Inner Light, and that comparison has to be deliberate. Like, the writers knew exactly what they were doing by Inner Lighting themselves, but I can't in my brain imagine why I would experience this instead of watching the Inner Light again, because for me, the emotional moments, I didn't connect to them as much. I didn't connect to Anson Mount being emotional. He has incredible charisma. When it comes down to emotional, deep sadness and stuff like that, I don't get it from him. I don't connect in that way. I connected to Battelle and what she was trying to doing. I wish I could remember their actor's actual name. But Picard's sadness and Picard's emotion throughout the episode, and him coming to terms with what he just went through, that hits me so much harder. So I can't help but directly compare it to one. I think it might be the only episode of TNG that won a Saturn Award or a Nebula Award. Like, it is an award-winning episode because that story is so beautifully well executed. This is a 10-minute wrap-up explanation for how we complete this arc.
This is a story in a story.
For me, it pales in comparison to what has already been done by Star Trek with that conceit. But I'm glad they did that rather than a generic finale. There
was a moment when we had shifted into this reality, and Pike comes back from his mission and he's still alive, and they're surprised and she's explaining that she had, in this battle, she had ripped open space-time and to fight this entity, because they're talking about that fight in a past tense. And I thought, oh my God, this is so interesting. Like, maybe season 4 is going to be that they have now lived in this alternate reality, and they have to go back and get back on the actual true timeline again because she fucked it up. She wanted to survive so much. She wanted to love so much. She wanted that she has like taken everybody with her in this new reality. so that she can avoid the fight
I love
and
that they
have
address
that, you know, have that moment.
I love that Pike is like, no, this is, yeah, I'm happy to be alive, but also shit, I've seen what happens when I don't die. Like, I've already seen that future, and it's really fucking bad because there's a nasty war with the Romulans, and like, I was at peace with this. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to die because it's better than the alternative. So yeah, I'm glad they addressed it. And it could have gone that way.
Me too. And they also had the moment where she had the sacrificial conversation when they were on the ship, and she was like, hey, turns out I'm this being, I'm ready to go for it. And everyone had to accept in that moment. She knew she was going to step on that platform and sacrifice. So the show knew they didn't need to have that scene. They didn't need to have the moment where there's a big fight and then Pike and her embrace and then she gets on the pedestal. It was a really cool moment. For me, it worked. You pause right there. You have this alternate reality, and then he opens the door and it's right back into it. And he's just absolutely gut punched from it. I understand what you're saying about the acting not working for you. For me, it did work because I felt so bad for him. Like, he had just had, like, Ortega's got mind fucked last episode. He is really going to be reeling from this one because he had all that time with her for real. Then he had all that time with her in his imagination. And then it's just instantly over because the fight between Batel and Gamble was super fast and over. And thank God, because I didn't want to see it anymore.
Glad. Yeah, like, it didn't need to be long.
The pacing worked for me. Let's just be on. Let's be done and kind of move on and whatever this is going to wrap up into.
I do like the poetry of that, giving her enough light to beat the darkness, and that's the fuel. Experiencing that light, that love, that is what I needed, because we are in Magic Cuckoo Land. Like, this is primordial beginning of the universe, light versus dark shit. So however it's powered, whatever, fine, move on. That's great. So I liked that conclusion. I think it might be the Pike bit that I'm just not buying as much. Like,
that's okay.
When he returns and he's like confused, I'm just like, we need more. Like, you need more than that. Like, you just experienced 40 years of like your kids and a dog and a career and life and adventures, and now you're back in the room where you just were. I need more time to let that sink in and to give it the weight it deserves. Like,
well, he just stood trauma. There. Like, he had nothing. There was nothing. Like, what would you do? You would just stand there stunned, and then
no, I just think the episode needs to give it more time. Like, he reacted the only way he could because they're still in danger, but we need more time to deal with it. This needs another episode where he's more coming to terms with it, as if he doesn't have enough to come to terms with already. But
I'm glad we didn't. But I think your point that you're saying is like, TNG, like in Picard's episode, they gave him an entire episode to process and to really sit inside of it, and this episode moves through it a little bit too fast so that you don't feel the same way.
I don't feel totally the weight. Like, I get what it's trying to do, and it's definitely trying to give me some emotions, and I'm just trying to process why those emotions didn't happen in the same way that they have, before. I'm also thinking about, there's an episode of The Last of Us from season 1, which is a bottle episode that follows the life of two survivors, and they find each other. They kind of live a bit of a life together, and then tragedy happens. And it's a beautiful bottle episode about how they live together through this disaster and what they have to say goodbye to. And it's absolutely like, and that made me bawl my eyes out. And this is a little bit of that, and I think it's the little bit that's the problem. I don't think it was quite brave enough.
I would like to see more, but I don't want that emotional destruction in my life. So maybe I'm glad that I got to have the little sample platter of life, you know. So, but I thought it was really well acted. I believe that they were living out all those years together, and we were just kind of like coming in and at certain moments and being reminded that, and being there as they are being reminded that it wasn't real. And that's just, it was very, very heartbreaking.
Sorry.
Good
Great
storytelling.
This is why we don't show Danae the Visitor. You will. There are episodes of Star Trek I'm holding back because they will break.
Good. Don't want to be broken. I don't need my entertainment to make me feel emotions.
I will say I love Uncle Sock, and I think that should come back at some point.
No, that was really
Uncle
cute.
Sock.
Yeah.
Adorable. Again, I don't want to beat up on it too much because I feel hypocritical because I'd rather this finale than Zappy Zappy superpowers meaningless battle thing. I
Yeah.
like this. I think as a two-parter we could get so much more of it, and we can play with this idea a lot more.
But just quickly to go back to Sock, to take your beautiful point and then just go back for a second, the Sock thing, it made me think of Iris calling Spock Spark.
Spark.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really sweet.
I'm going to call him Spark.
Yeah, the fact that we wanted to spend so much time talking about that particular part says a lot. And
agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, so then we're kind of done with the fight pretty quickly. Thank God it's over now.
Yeah, we wrap up the episode.
And now it's like the little wrap up of everybody's little vignettes, right?
Yeah. The main thing gone.
We've got Chapel and Traveling Boyfriend.
Yeah, the main thing is Corby and Chapel having their little chin wag that it's always going to be hard, and we have some future knowledge from TOS about how hard that actually gets.
Yeah, I mean, he literally is just like, hey, yeah, I can't hang out with you. I've got more important things to do. Also, here's some research about some uncharted territory. Can you get on that for me?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
fair. Someone's got to explore it.
Turns her into his assistant. I really enjoy the acting in that moment from the person who plays Chapel. And again, I'm sorry, I don't know those things, but like
Jess Bush. That's what I remember for some reason.
You could just read a lot in her face about how her character is feeling, and I really appreciated that. Then we have laughter around the bar with Una, Uhura, and Ortegas, which was good to see. Isn't that right? Wasn't it Una?
I'm not remembering this at all.
It's just in the very end when there's the narration is going on and they're sort of going through each.
Oh, right. Yeah, I think it was.
But I think it was Una and Ortegas and Uhura. And then we have they were laughing about something really interesting, by the way, because Uhura was like cracking up.
Oh, it must have been really good.
I really wanted to know what it was about. Was it a joke? Was it like when someone fell over? Like what are we laughing about?
That was the potty humor joke that you.
That was the potty. Yeah. Let's make that true.
Done.
And then we have Spock and La'an, which I loved this moment because they're like clearly meditating together, but she's like peeking at him.
Yeah.
And then he kind of peeks also and just has the slightest little grin. Like it is microscopic.
Yeah.
But I liked that a lot as well.
But we also have Kirk and Spock playing chess.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the crux.
That's the one that I think that's the one that's meant to hit.
Be friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if we don't work together just yet, there's a lot of nodding to the future and stuff. And it's a bit too much for me. Like, I know they're going to be friends. I don't necessarily need every second of how they got there. It was a little bit on the nose for me. And again, it's why the mind meld isn't super necessary for me. I don't if it's supposed to inform why they're so close on the Enterprise. I know when we get to TOS, I know we're not joining them at the start of their friendship together. I know there's a few years or whatever that we've missed. So I know that stuff happened then, and I don't necessarily need to see it in Strange New Worlds. So yeah, it was an interesting thing to focus on.
I want to see it so bad.
It's an interesting thing to focus on in what is already a packed episode.
That's the part that bothers me.
I want to see it. I don't want to see it in Strange New Worlds. That's what I'm getting
No. I want to see it in Strange New Worlds because when else am I going to see it?
In the next series, the one where Kirk is actually in charge.
Nah. No. I think it totally makes sense to have some introductions sprinkled in here or there.
So this isn't sprinkling. This is a dollop.
That is
dolloping.
We're not dollop. Okay, I think today's was a dollop. I'll agree with that. This season has
been a dollop.
Today felt very dollopy, but I feel like it also is a sprinkling is happening.
Get off my ship.
I outrank you.
Yeah, you do. No, I wasn't even talking to you. Kirk, get off my ship.
Oh. I thought you were telling me to leave the Derpa prize.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. I don't know. It doesn't bug me too much, but it's because it's at the cost of something else. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I agree. We're seeing their best. I literally cannot imagine the complicated conversations around the writer's table of the people who are writing these stories the studios that are demanding certain things be done, the time limit on creating it, the cost of putting it all together, and trying to make everyone happy, especially the fans. It cannot be easy. So at the end of an episode like this, I'm like, that was really fun to watch. It was a lot. And maybe there's some things that's missing because it was a lot, but that episode hit pretty hard. That hit hard. That was a good send off, I think, to the series.
Yeah, I know. I don't disagree. I do like it better than some things they could have done.
I think that it would hit differently if they had thought more about some of the other episodes. Like, there was a question in the chat, like if you had to lose one episode, what one would it be? Like, if we could have had a 2-parter here that would have hit better, which one would we have sacrificed to get here?
Wedding Bell Blues.
Yeah, 100%.
Episode 2. I think it's so...
That was done. That was quick.
Yeah, so inconsequential. I think that's the one I would lose. Although there's probably one I'm forgetting that would be a better candidate. 4.5 Vulcans.
Oh, yeah. I was really surprised, just to hit back on that. No, we'll talk about the recap episode.
Yeah. All right, Ambassador, give us some pips.
I'm going to go 4 pips.
Nice. You loved the heck out of it. That's really cool.
No, I loved it.
That's great.
I enjoyed it. I think it was a very... for what they were trying to do and all that they were attempting to accomplish, I think it could have been a disaster, but they actually managed to pull it off and do a bunch inside of it. And I feel like it was an important episode. It needed to do the things it needed to do. And I predicted it all happening, which means I felt like a very intentional episode and not like a little, what if we do this episode? So there's
an interesting point. The fact that it had a predictive nature to it means that there were convincing seeds and set up for it. I get it. I am surprisingly going to be at 3 pips. I know I sounded like I was much more down on it, but even the misses, I like big swings better than playing it safe. So I respect a big swing. And like I said, I love the components. I love that we barely talked about the Farragut stuff and how that's right up my alley. The Farragut and the Enterprise going bottom to bottom and actually seeing a phaser beam that is a beam and not a torpedoes. There is a difference. The consistent phaser beam was really, really cool. Like, logic aside, I really, really enjoyed that scene and that set piece. All of the components of this, I really enjoy it. It just doesn't cohese together for me completely. But I would much prefer this than a generic good versus evil fight. I love that they took some risks with it. So yeah, I do appreciate that. So yeah, 3 pips from me. Any final thoughts, Ambassador, before we do some emails?
How many emails are we doing?
I have 2.
Okay. I just want to prep I'll pick a couple of comments then.
Nice.
Let me just go back to my notes real quick. Why do I have this note? Bark, bark, bark. Oh, that was a dog.
The dog. Bark, bark, bark. Bark, bark, bark. Love dogs, love dogs.
Let's see.
Yeah, the sound effect on the phaser was so good. It actually sounded like a phaser. Loved it.
Oh, I wrote down all of the scene between Pike and Patel, and I'm just reading it.
Oh, there's one thing I did forget. I'm so silly. I do have one final thought, of course. Do you remember that time that Pelia time traveled with a doctor? What are we doing?
Oh, let's not spend too much time because we have talked about this so much about the frustrations. But the fact that she said that, I was like, what just happened? And you were like, what are we doing? But someone in the chat, Logie asked, could it be Doc Brown and not Doctor Who?
I mean, that's somehow worse.
Is it?
Okay.
You literally have a Back to the Future poster behind your head right now.
Yeah,
would you prefer, which one would you prefer?
Doctor Who makes more sense completely because Back to the Future is a movie that I Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I don't know. I think Pelia and the doctor from Back to the Future would make a really great couple.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Doc Brown, right? Like, just can you imagine it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just absolutely fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to mention it because this is one of the things I was actually spoiled on. So because I read an article that was talking to the showrunners, and it mentioned specifically, what are you doing with Doctor Who? Like, what?
Because it's come up twice now.
It's come up twice. And so I got the quote from Pelia. And from the interview, what I got was a very coy, yeah, we know we did a thing. And they outright asked, are you doing a crossover? What's going on behind the scenes? Why are you doing it? And they basically said that we've been talking about a crossover for a long, long time. And if it was just up to us and Russell T Davies, the showrunner for Doctor Who, it would absolutely have happened at some point. But it's different studios, it's different companies, it's different businesses. There is
different IPs.
Different IPs. There is far too much to make it happen. So all it's going to be is fun nods and a note of respect to each other that isn't going to go anywhere else. We both respect each other's content. We would want to do it, but there's no way it's actually going to happen. So, and I like that. I'm glad they acknowledged it. I'm glad they're actually owning it, obviously, and I'm fine with that. Okay, cool. Go ahead. That's do your little nods and whatnot. That's okay. It actually gave me a bit of closure and a bit of peace. If I know that it's never going to happen, I can actually accept it a little bit more. It's the dangling of, are you building to something, that I kind of bugs me a little bit.
Yeah, I think so sometimes in my job, I will like put in little Easter eggs to like other IP that I really like.
Yeah.
And I secretly hope that they watch it and that they're like, oh my God, somebody likes me over there.
Yeah.
But if it's distracting, like if somebody watches the content and it's distracting and they're just constantly wondering like, what does that mean? Then it kind of like, maybe it takes away from it.
Yeah.
And I think that this might take away from it. Although I don't mind it as much as somebody who watches Doctor Who maybe would, because I don't understand about what it's breaking to make that happen.
Yeah.
But it does feel like, stop it. Like we've seen the box, and now you've mentioned Doctor Who, time traveler or whatever Pelia did, and I think that they should stop now. Like it's like watching two like gods, flex on each other, and with inside jokes. Like we're not part of the joke.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get it, but I appreciate it more now that I feel like that is you helped me get in on the joke. So yeah, it's interesting. Anything else, Ambassador?
Let me check.
Check your notes. Thank you, Lloydie, for the picture. Lloydie sent me a picture of his lovely beer and us on the TV in front of him as he watches us. I love it. Love being on TV.
My last thing will be just I liked the way that the episode ended. I liked Pike going back onto the bridge, the crew seeing him and kind of acknowledging that he needed a minute and sort of gently welcoming him back into the sea. It looked like he was walking out of a daydream, and he is.
Yeah.
And they're all just being kind of gentle. And then, is this a hit it situation?
Mm-hmm.
And then when Pike tells Ortegas that she can go as fast as she wants to go, and she's like, okay, you asked for it. I thought that was a fun way to sort of end. It's a fun way to wink and nod that the archaeologist boyfriend had given like star charts that hadn't been explored yet. It made sense that they had some information and they were going to go and just kind of get away from everything for a hot minute and be space cowboys on the fringe.
Yeah, I actually like that wrap up. And I did, despite what I said earlier, I do feel the reticence from Pike and almost the shell shock or the trauma that he's experiencing. And they're trying to like, you're right, Captain, let's go. Let's get back to normal now, which isn't going to be as easy as that. But I do like the setup of the 5-year mission. And it's interesting because that was my prediction and that's my hope. And maybe that is... it would be wild to me if now season 4 and 5 isn't more like that. Like if we're still anywhere near Earth or anywhere near kind of anything we recognize, I hope this really is Strange New Worlds in season 4. And this 5-year mission is, we're out here. We're in deep space. We are on our own. And we're going to have to try and figure this out. I kind of like that idea.
I do too.
Let's do it.
Yeah, especially if it's like that's the show that I want. We're away from Gorn.
Yeah.
We've wrapped everything up. I feel like we need to wrap up for now, and we're good. We're done.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to wonder anymore if it's like Batel is going to be fighting the Gorn, or we're going to be releasing these things from the well to fight the Gorn. That's like we're kind of done. Yeah. And so season 3 should be setting up for the finale, or season 4 should be setting up for the final season, and we should see some really interesting stuff. And hopefully they don't show us Pike dying. I don't need to see that shit.
No, that'll happen.
I don't want to see that.
He doesn't die. He's in a horrible accident.
I know. I keep saying that. Sorry.
Okay, with that, let's head over. Where do you want to go to do the emails, Ambassador?
Oh, let's go to the sad chair. Let's get drunk and look at a fire in Captain's quarters. Let's go there. Let's have the apron open on the counter, indicating that it was all a dream, and just be sad for a minute together.
Let's go to the Captain's quarters and be sad.
Yeah, with alcohol though. Don't forget that part. It's very important.
Sorry and brandy for me. 2 to beam out.
We can just walk.
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay, hailing frequencies open, everyone. It's time for us to read your messages from Discord, Twitch, YouTube, and, email. And we're going to go straight into Commodore Dicer's thoughts. He couldn't be here, but he has sent me an email in his usual Commodore Dicer fashion. First, the good stuff, and jump in whenever you want, Danae, if you want to bounce off any of his thoughts. First, the good stuff. Show remains very pretty. On to the rest. Oh no. Stop the Doctor Who references unless Carol Kane shows up as a companion next season of Doctor Who. Just stop. And was Batel regenerating? Stop it! Now, this is a valid point that I forgot. I could not get out of my brain how much it looked like Batel was doing a Doctor Who regeneration. Because when the Doctor... I don't know what that means. I'm about to explain it.
Oh, okay.
When the Doctor regenerates, their hands glow gold. And then the kind of the body glows. And then there's this burst of energy and they regenerate into their next version. There's even a whistling that happens. And when Batel got the glowy hands, there was this little whistle. And I'm like, is that an homage? Like, what are you doing here? Like,
of course it's an homage.
It felt so much like a regeneration. It was so interesting.
It's kind of like, okay, we're going to do this one more time. We're going to do one more reference episode, and we're going to make it really obvious for the people who watch this show and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, I wouldn't have caught that because I don't watch.
Oh, of course not. No, of course not. He continues, really hammering home the Kirk and Spock stuff, huh? Nothing else you want to spend that time on with this episode. And I haven't read his email before now. This is blind. Maybe flesh out the mystical magic part of the franchise that has all of a sudden gone full Harry Potter and the Enterprise of Secrets.
Yep. We're
having some similar, and it does make me feel a bit better. Like, I hate being critical of Star Trek. I really, really do. But it's reassuring when I'm not on an island. Corby reveals, I guess if you're a Trekkie, you already know, but if there's one thing that can make a love triangle cliche even worse, it's adding the secretly a terrible person cliche on top of it. Oh, does he think that Corby's a terrible person now?
I mean, Corby seems to be in line with Corby. He's very self-centered. And there's been talk that we've had about him being on like this immortality hunt thing, like really drives him. So I don't know what that reference is. I've heard you kind of like reference that it's something, that's a part of his character.
Yeah.
But they're definitely staying true to that here in these early seasons, so that we know that's just been part of his story I appreciate that.
That will be an interesting episode to watch now that you've got some interesting Corby knowledge. The interminably long and obvious life not lived cliche is sweet and all, but first, it's been done a million times before, and second, it takes way too long in an episode that was already struggling to find its own tension and plot development. And third, it was poorly executed with kids and marriages we don't know or care about and terrible old age makeup. Oh, and did I mention yet how long and obvious and interminable it was? As soon as it As soon as it cut to them having coffee, I could have driven to the new 7 Brew being built in town, waited for them to complete construction, ordered a coffee for Jen, because he won't drink one, and brought it home to her, and I would have missed nothing. He's definitely on the extreme end of the spectrum, but I don't completely disagree with his feelings and sentiments there. Finally, and this is most important, everything about the setup to this finale would have been better if it were a self-contained story. You can do big weird things. Trek has a lot of this, but they work better when they are this one-off journey into something weird or big that you can love or leave behind. Shows now think they have to plant all of these stupid seeds that pay off later, when it only makes the payoff feel completely anticlimactic. The beauty of episodic television used to be, what complete adventure with my friends will my friends get into this week? Now it feels like everything means something until it actually doesn't, because it's resolved so quickly and half-heartedly. I actually think it sounds brutal, but that's a good summary of why it doesn't hit for me as well. Like the seeds that were planted earlier in the season, they don't feel like a satisfying payoff right now. It's just, oh, okay, excusing how wild this is. I don't need an excuse for this to be wild. Star Trek has done wild things so often. If you keep it in one episode, you can be like, yep, that happened. Bye now. Just move on. But when you feel the need to justify it by spreading seeds in the earlier episodes, you're making it a really core element of the season and the show. So yeah, I get it. His overall thoughts: a pretty terrible season for me overall, and it will continue to be a show that is annoying and occasionally fun for me because there is zero chance. There is a zero chance to finish it by. There is a zero chance they'll finish it by doing a bunch. What? Occasionally fun for me because there is zero chance they'll finish it by doing a bunch of adventures of the week. It's going to be all set up and lame payoff, and I'm dreading it. I hope he's wrong there. I hope he is super wrong. And the feedback overall for this season has been super duper mixed. And I do believe that they're going to listen to it and maybe do something different, especially now that they know that the end is near. Maybe they have more freedom to be episodic and say, screw you, we have 16 episodes left. We're going to, well, they've already filmed 10 of them. Whatever. Maybe they're going to have a bit more freedom to do what they want. Ambassador, any messages?
I have a couple of things that were saved. Well, I've got many things that were saved, but one thing that came up a couple of times was about the mind meld. So this is from Emmanuel, and then I'm going to read one from Slab.
Yeah.
Emmanuel on YouTube says, speaking of the mind meld, wouldn't it make more sense for Spock to meld with the Vulcan captain instead of Kirk?
Great point.
God, we constantly have to shoehorn Kirk into this show. And then similarly, Slab said, if they needed to mind meld to do the dancing ships, why didn't they use the Vulcan captain?
Very interesting point. I mean, I guess they've bonded more, but you'd always think a Vulcan would be more compatible.
I think that the show would say that they did that because Kirk was more reckless. And so Spock manipulated the situation by going to the person that was the most easily manipulated to do something.
Yeah.
And so I think they used Kirk essentially to push their idea, and maybe the Vulcan captain would have been more averse to it. Although she does go along with it when Kirk comes back with the plan. So it doesn't make much sense.
Spock does say, I've seen you take risks that others wouldn't. So maybe that's part of it. Maybe the Vulcan captain would have been too resistant.
So it seems like the show is like, well, we're going to not go have a Vulcan versus Vulcan conversation, which would be long and drawn out in an episode that's already doing too much. So we're going to throw it to Kirk and then just skip over the rest of it.
Well, I have a message from Flyboy. He says, the vibes overall in a light, of course, the end of the motion picture, Decker transcending his humanity as the resolution, and a lot of Stargate SG-1. Are the Vesda just non-corporeal Goa'uld? Very good point. I can see that. Are the ley lines just Star Trek's Stargate network? Wow, I wonder if that would lead to a Star Wars of some sort. As much as I've said I want a Who Trek crossover, I never wanted one that was canon either. I just wanted them to have some fun together in what Silver Age DC used to call an imaginary story. That's fun. As much as I love Carol Kane, as much as I loved Pelia at first, she's beginning to grate on me. Am I alone? No, I'm still loving Pelia. How about you, Ambassador? Still loving Pelia the engineer?
No.
Yeah, great on you.
No, what I do like about her is it seems like she's really imparting wisdom into Scotty. In fact, in the very end cards when they're kind of going through the crew, there was one of Pelia and Scotty looking at like a device together.
Yes,
so
yeah.
I really think that she's doing some imparted wisdom that needs to be kind of done. And but usually whatever she has to say isn't something that I'm like leaning into. No. I'm kind of checking out of a little bit.
Yeah, no, I hear it. I didn't need Spock mind meld to show the foundation of their friendship. I would have trusted Paul Wesley and Ethan Peck to give us that. That's where I'm at. I don't need the mind meld to buy this. Even though it's an obvious inner light segment, I loved seeing Pike and Patel's possible future. Anson Mount and Melanie Scorfano are perfect together. Live long and prosper. Jim Flyboy. Yeah.
My last one. Actually, I think that might be all of the ones. I mean, there was a really sweet, insightful one from Link about the episode hitting very deeply.
Yeah.
I don't know how much Link wants to share the story on the show, but we did see that, and it's like that was really intense. So
yeah,
it's always hard when for me, when something that I'm watching to entertain me like hits a little too deep about like real things that I'm having to face. So we saw that, and hope you're doing okay.
It's great when you can see yourself in TV shows or content, even when it's hard though. Like I think that's really, really valuable. I think it can make it real and it can honor it.
But I'll go back to the Spock mind meld thing, because then Slab points out if they need to show anyone bonding, it should be Pike and Spock. Spock risked the death penalty to help Pike in TOS.
I completely agree. I actually need more Pike and Spock bonding. Yeah.
Maybe that's going to happen in seasons 4 and 5 though.
Yeah. I think that's a really, really, really valid point.
And I wonder what's going to happen to Pike in the coming seasons now that Patel isn't really an option for him to have a safe haven in the future. Like he knows he's going to be alone in that way. Maybe he'll meet somebody new, but I don't think that he would be rebonding with someone knowing that his fate is already kind of sealed.
No, I think they were wise to wrap up the Patel stuff while there's still time between now and where we know he ends up.
Wandering says, and this episode kind of undercuts the menagerie with his ending, and I also don't understand the reference to that. So do you want to talk about that a little bit?
I don't, because I actually want you to watch the menagerie. So I don't want to spoil that for you. But yeah, there are interesting mirrors where Pike in that episode should be like, this seems to have happened before. He should be acknowledging it. Yeah. Completely get it. Yeah, that's interesting. It's going to be so interesting to watch some TOS episodes that this is linking into. And I wonder if 20 years from now, we may view it more kindly. Final message from, this was actually a thought that I think Sci-Fi Brony and Both Wondering both shared, was that this kind of almost felt like a series finale rather than a season finale. Like this could have almost been how Strange New Worlds ended completely, and maybe they didn't know that they had a season 4 in the bag when they ended this.
It's entirely possible, and it would have been a very fine ending. Wouldn't it have?
Steve said that as well. And I think so as well. I think it's a little bit melancholy, a little bit, because Pike is very, very sad at the end of this. But yeah, I could see it. I can absolutely see it.
I think that's it for the show.
Yeah, I'm just gonna bring up my notes. Okay, everybody. Well, that is it for Strange New Worlds. A quick update about what's coming next. We're going to have a couple of guest interviews where we're going to dive into one of their favorite episodes of Star Trek. Those guests will be... Actually, we can reveal the first one, I think. Yeah.
I would never reveal.
Let's not reveal then. Tune in.
Just in case something goes sideways.
Scheduling can always be tricky. Tune in to Discord and our Patreon. That's the best ways to keep up to date with that. But the next 2 episodes, we're going to have a guest on to talk about these.
It's Sarah.
The next couple of weeks, we're going to have 2 different guests on that are going to talk about some of their favorite episodes of Star Trek and do a little bit of analysis with that. After that, the plan is going to be a new theme which has been created by you, the fans, called What the Fun? So WTF Star Trek. The theme overall is just bonkers episodes of Star Trek.
I wanted to call it What the Fuck.
Yeah. It is kind of like what the fuck Star Trek, but also there's some fun elements to it. So it's opening the door. Like it's not, I think we did that to like kind of take away some of the judgment. So yeah, what the fuck might still be your favorite episode. So what the fun feels like a kind of way to title that. So as a spoiler, we will be hitting some of the episodes that you've absolutely been asking us to hit.
Is one of them that was mentioned last episode, because there was a whole uproar about it being something about a Vix.
Tuvix. Tuvix will absolutely be an episode that we're covering in the next season of Captain's Pod.
I don't know what's happening.
Tuvix, Spock's brain. There's going to be Threshold will absolutely be coming up. Voyager has some of these absolute corkers, and it's going to be fun. Oh, Rascals? Yeah, we should absolutely do Rascals. We will not be doing Code of Honor. But yeah, that's kind of what's coming up next for Captain's Pod. Hey, get in touch with the show. Email us, ian@iananddanae.com for your episode suggestions for What the Fun and anything you want to talk about. Go to our Discord. The link for that is in the description because it's complicated. Go to Patreon, patreon.com/iananddanae. Subscribe for general updates, or throw us $3 a month and you get early access to Captain's Pod, an ad-free version of Captain's Pod, and some interesting ways to interact with us in the future. Helps us kind of maintain the bandwidth of creating content for you.
What about those who want to watch the episode before next week, like, or watch, like, know what we're watching? We can maybe, are we telling them what episode we're going to be doing with the guests?
Well, I can actually tell you what the next episode is. The next episode we'll be covering with our first guest is The Day of the Dove. This is a TOS episode. I believe it's the first one where we interact with the Klingons, and David from the Lorehounds is going to be joining us. This is one of his all-time favorite episodes. So that's what we will be covering next week. So next week's homework is The Day of the Dove.
And now you know the guest.
We'd better do it now. And until next week. Oh, I literally didn't write down a quote.
There's so many. Do you want to borrow one of mine?
Can you give me one of yours?
Uh-huh. I mean, I wrote the entire episode, so 1 second.
Yeah. The Way to Eden. Yes, Steve.
Let me try to find a good one.
You can absolutely sabotage me, and I love it.
You could do You're Jealous, right? You didn't learn it, which was what Lon said to Chapel about the Vulcan neck pinch. You could say, oh, here's a note that I'm crossing in all caps. Where did he get that outfit? Which was the bad guy. It's like, well, where did you get that? Like, you just came out of the pattern buffer. Where did you get that?
Oh, that's funny.
Let's see.
What's amazing is that I have a fucking checklist. I have one. I have a checklist and I just forget to use it.
What?
No pips last week. No quite this week. Does he need a checklist?
Oh, yes.
Yes, I absolutely do. Oh, thanks, Slab. I'm going to actually redo that. Season 3, Episode 7 of TOS, Day of the Dove. Okay, I've got one, actually. I've got one that popped into my head.
Oh.
And is this a hit it situation from me?
I was going to say that one for you.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say it for you. Yeah. And it's, I am filled with light you cannot vanquish from me.
Live long and prosper.
Whoa, bro, just say bye. Jesus.
Bye. See you later. I don't want to record on Saturdays anymore, Danae. I'm not a morning person, and Saturday mornings are a broken time for me to record. My brain hurts.
And it was it was also the season finale. This was a lot to cover. Best podcast ever.
Thanks,
thank you.
Even if that was sarcastic, and I don't think it was, thank you.
I liked today too. Today was nice.
Yeah, I bet you did, Link, because you didn't have to work. Sarah didn't have to work.
It's almost noon. Yeah. If we could consistently go live on Saturdays, then it would definitely be an option. We just have to pick a time that we can be as consistent as possible, which is why we have to do it in the evenings.
We don't like changing it up on you people. We like to keep it as consistent as possible.
I blame sports ball too.
Yeah, I blame it too. I don't like baseball, guys. I really don't. What a tediously boring sport.
Oh, Daniel, thank you for your resub. I appreciate that. I just missed it.
Oh, thanks, Daniel.
Thank you for that. What else did I miss?
Oh,
Link resubbed. Thanks, Link. Oh my God.
It is just rounders. It's just
Slab
rounders.
resub. JCD resub.
Let's
what the
go.
fuck?
Is it resub day?
Oh, thanks, guys.
That's amazing.
It's really sweet.
I think I'd enjoy college football more than I'd enjoy baseball. Baseball is tedious, guys. I do not get it. Maybe I just watched the only 2 games I've watched, maybe they were just bad examples, but there we go.
It's so cool.
That's amazing.
I appreciate it.
We've got so many fun episodes of Star Trek coming up.
I'm a little nervous about it because
it's going to be great.
What WTF can be so many different things. So,
and the next live show is back to our regular time, which will be 6 p.m. on Friday. So 6 days from now, 6 p.m. Friday.
Maybe I'm misreading all of my activity feed. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's good. The next show. It should be in our shit, but also it's on Discord. So we put all of our events up on Discord.
Definitely in Discord.
You can see when we're going to be going live.
Yep.
But keep up with that. Like there are some times when we're just not available to go live on a week since we are we're shifting kind of away to how we record the show, but we try to do it as live as much as possible. So we have to kind of decide, do we go live? And like the times we can't go live, we just skip that week of the podcast. So we have a lot of like production shit to consider.
We're also trying to give you at least one thing a week to listen to as well. We're trying to avoid gaps unless we absolutely have to.
Yes, you need to send all things to the new email, the Ian at Ian and Danae.
Sorry, I still have those. So I don't want you to repeat and double up on work. Anything from here onwards, yes, send to Ian at iananddanae.com because that's easier for me to track. But I still have all of the suggestions that you've sent to me so far, be they on the CinemaSins Discord, the Ian and Danae Discord, my CinemaSins email, or any other emails.
Going forward, we want you to use the new one if possible.
Just keeps it easier for me to group it all together, but I still have access to everything else.
So next week will be a Friday. So the 19th is our next time to go live. Correct. And it'll be is it 6 p.m. Central?
6 p.m. Central with David from the Lawhounds. Go and give the Lawhounds some love as well. They are fucking cool people. Genuinely. Really cool people.
We're meeting some really fun folks in the podcasting universe. What?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think I still have the feet pics live.
Danae is still the steward of that.
Well, I create them and then I think I may have redirected that one to Aaron. So like if you do that one, I think it actually goes to Aaron.
Oh, that's amazing.
Which would be fucking crazy. But yeah, all of the ones from old BTS days are still active because I'm a chaos beast and I haven't.
Yeah, she is, and we love it. That's why she's the best. And Link, yes, I have seen a live baseball game. I've attended 1 1/10.
Yeah, kind of. We went to the local game last night. Well, the minor league game last night because Iris's school was performing a song before the game started, and I wanted to see that. So sorry again for having to not go live last night, but we wanted to be there. It was really hot,
so warm, so humid.
Link, we can't bring back BTS. I'm sorry. I mean, as far as it is such a crazy thing, but the amount of content that we create for our jobs is wild. So to ask the staff to step away every single week and record a podcast together and then ask somebody to have to edit that down and get all of the content created, it's becomes where the show essentially suffers a little bit because we just have to get through it. So it turned from us like really exploring the writing and creativity and like coming together and talking about what we were doing into it just being like this very, like had to be short, like we gotta go faster, guys. And so it kind of took the fun out of it a little bit. We were afraid that that was kind of starting to become more obvious in the show. So I don't think that that's going to be revived.
We did actually we've talked about how to bring it back in different iterations as well, maybe as like a monthly thing or a quarterly thing. So yeah, we've talked about it, but it always comes down to, it's still a big chunk of work to even like pick the content and remember our thoughts about it. Like I jettison so many thoughts. The best thing about the Cinmentaries is that we deliberately go in blind, so we don't have to research it. And part of the quirk of that is we're remembering as we're watching it, whereas BTS is way more intentional a project.
Yeah. So we have the Cinmentary every month on the CinemaSins Patreon stuff, like, and that does get to do a little bit of it with the people that did the main channel stuff. But yeah, BTS was definitely deeper dives, like going into the stuff that we researched while we're writing was a lot of fun. And it does. Yeah. So imagine like we created something months ago and then we're just starting to talk about it because it's really, because we wanted it to come, the BTS episode to come out as the content was coming out, because we can't talk about content that we're making before it comes out, right? Like that would be spoiling some things for you guys. And so we would have to like write the content for the show and then come back and revisit it and make positive enough notes, or like notes that be good enough that we would remember, like those juicy tad bits. So it really became a very complicated show to produce, but it was exciting to do it. We just, on top of everything else, like it's just really, really hard to keep that one up. So
we'll give you a little bit of BTS, just a snippet of it. Who wrote on the War of the Worlds Sims vid? That was myself and Daniel Cardoso. What I'm hoping will go down as an infamous video, 27 minutes long, 2 bonus rounds. What an absolute dog shit movie. Like, what an atrocity of content.
This has become the CinemaSins podcast.
Yeah, that movie got it with both barrels, rightfully so. That is such a terrible movie.
There's no way the two of you don't do a Cinmentary on that one.
Oh, it's 100%. That'll be my next Cinmentary. It's bad. It's like I took a break from Letterboxd 3 different times, and each thing that brought me back was a 1-star review that I had to share. So there was like I can't remember what the other one was, but yeah, this one was well worth it. The glasses, like, sorry, this is getting super BTS. Adjust glasses and therefore acting.
What's your Letterboxd?
Oh, I can tell you that. It is. Ian Whittington, I think.
Or is it Whitsend? Did you do Whitsend?
That can't be right. It just says Ian Whittington on my thing.
Follow. We do credit everybody. So that honestly, part of it is anonymity is really important. Because so many people in the past and sometimes the present hate CinemaSins. We try to broaden the hatred. So there's a lot of time before I got onto the staff where we didn't even say who was writing anything. Like there wasn't any even mention that it was more than just, Jeremy and Chris creating the content. So that changed when I started on 6 years ago. We started talking about like, do we want to like have somewhere out there that talks about that this content isn't just coming from, some people still believe that it's just Jeremy, the person that's voicing the content. So we very specifically didn't want to just be like, here's the 2 people that wrote this one, because, well, maybe it seems like a little bit of like hubris. Is a team effort on all fronts. It's not just the 2 writers. There are 2 people writing on it, but there's more people involved than just those 2 as well. So if we wanted to get entirely specific, we would be going into who edited it, who reviewed it for quality control. Like we have a huge process. Every episode is touched by maybe 7 people.
Yeah, 6, 7 people.
So it's if we wanted to give credit where credit was due, highly specific, we would even be more particular on our descriptions. But yeah, we decided to keep it very broad, mostly so that we can be protected. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. It's
your letterbox would be amazing.
Mine?
Yeah. If you had a letterbox, your little one-line movie reviews. In fact, I would manage it for you. I would just get your words and then just dictate your thoughts. I would capture your words. Yeah. I wanted to set up a shorts channel that's just you and I capture moments of you doing Danae things and upload them.
I do need to have someone manage me as an entertainment. I will not do it myself.
It's amazing.
It might be more than
if you're talking total person hours, it's more than that.
Yeah.
100%. The writing alone takes longer than that.
Yeah, it should be a sin. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. And a lot of love that goes into it. So yes, I do. I think that would be smart. I literally will sit down and I will record entire podcasts and stuff like this. And then I'm like, well, don't know what to do with that. And then it's just nothing ever happens after. It's very difficult for me to follow those things through. But I'm also, my life requires so much of my attention. Like I can't just sit down and be like, okay, well now I'll spend the next 10 hours, creating this cool thing that I have in my imagination. I have people that need me, animals that need me. Like there's just life. It's really hard.
Yeah.
I really admire folks who make the time for it, but oftentimes they're getting paid enough to make it their job. And I don't have that luxury. Maybe someday I'll be able to like actually create all the stuff that I really, really want to do. Yes, I know. But it's also, we ride this really interesting line of it not entirely being satirical. Like some of our sins that we write are really actually more review based as well. So it's just this, we have our own little soup. We don't really fit into any box and it pisses people off and we understand that.
Yep.
So, anything else? Do we want to chat about anything else? You need to follow Sarah back or she's going to hurt you.
Hang on.
Love and respect you guys. Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Slab.
Thank you guys. So let's just real quickly end the show on a quick recap, a quick reminder. Ian and I plan to do a season recap. This will be the first time that we're going to put out a digital purchase thing. And we really hope it doesn't like make people feel awkward or uncomfortable because we know that not everybody wants to or can support like monthly on Patreon, but we're trying to experiment with like creating extra content outside of the podcast that people are interested in. We want to make things that you guys are excited to buy or excited to enjoy. So we know that there's a Minecraft server that would be exciting. So we're going to make a digital ticket for that soon and things like that. But we want your feedback too. Yeah, so if it's like, man, I really want this episode, but I'm not going to spend a few bucks to get it. Like, let us know more. And we're thinking about putting out polls just so that makes it easy. You guys can answer anonymously. You don't have to send back feedback, but we obviously we have a lot of great ideas and we have to make the time to do them and try to make it where we're like incentivized beyond just, we love to do it. So we're going to try this digital purchase. Please let us know if it hits you in like a weird way, a great way. If it's like, hell yeah, I would spend $3 on a great recap episode because that's not a big deal. Because, money is tight for everybody, right? Like we don't want it to feel like we're just trying to suck y'all dry. That's not what we're trying to do. Did that sound dirty?
Oh, it could.
I did not mean that to sound dirty.
No. Maybe some of the fans would. Never mind.
Anyway, we want your money so that we can suck you dry dirty. No, that is not that is not it.
Nope.
We're going to
Nope. That is not the service we are providing.
We should go now.
Nope.
I just made it weird.
Yeah.
I just made it weird.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
New tier.
No
there
link. No link. No.
Bad link.
No, bad.
Sedate the audience.
HR!
Sedate the audience.
I totally forgot about Jonathan being sucked up in the vacuum on BTS. So that was really fun. Red alarm.
Red alarm.
We love you guys. We can't wait to keep making fun stuff for you. And thank you for being here for the live show. We'll see you on Friday. Bye.
Cheerio.